Hello and welcome to the return of the World Supertech Series. Hello and welcome to the return of the World Supertech Series. We have returned for the third season of this great league, and I'm joined today in the booth by Mr. Liam Jenkins.
Good afternoon, everybody.
And Mr. Keith Barrick. Looking forward to a great race here today, guys.
Definitely. I'm glad to be here to watch this, what looks to be one of the most competitive races we've ever seen.
I have to agree with you. This should be absolutely incredible. It's just so much hype about this. I mean, you've got some of the best sim racers from around the world. It's not just the Touring Pro Series. We've got Team Twister and Precision coming in from Formula Sim Racing. We've got Enzo Benito joining Twister, who races in the iRacing.com Pro Series. So plenty of talent out there today. And with a massive field around such a tight circuit, this should just be a spectacle to remember.
Indeed it will, and it's a humongously deep field. It's scary, really, the talent on display. Probably the strongest race ever seen in virtual touring car sim racing. And of course we've got the spotter guide up for you there. If you need to look at that a little bit bigger, just scroll down a little bit, click the spotter guide link below your broadcast window and you'll be able to check that out. As you can see, we have an absolutely stacked field. Twister Racing have come across from FSR. Precision Motorsports have stepped up their effort just a little bit to compete with Twister. Walk Racing, of course, are newly formed, and the tame Danish drivers of Jacarepagua Bogdan are now obviously a force to reckon with. Of course, the preeminent TPS team at the moment, THR, are also there. They're all there in great numbers. So without further ado, let's go into the game and show you what's happening at the moment, show you some of the names that are going out on track, and we are tracking first of all the champion from last year, Keith, in a superb season he had, profiting of course from Calami's little bit misfortune, but a champion nonetheless.
Oh, absolutely, and he showed absolute form. Definitely took a little bit of advantage of Calami's misfortune, but still came out as a champion, and I'm definitely looking to repeat and join the likes of Jesper Talberg as being a two-time champion in one series. So really excited to see Tommy race here today, and especially the company he's brought with him. Like, look at the guys around him. Benito, you got Keith. Well, Benito, Asbury, Mohammed Patel. Like, these guys from Twister are definitely taking this seriously. So it's good to see.
It's fantastic to see, and of course, you know Enzo Benito very well, Liam.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I remember commentating on an event he did in the iRacing World Tour Spa Grand Prix, in which he actually claimed pole position. He really did assert authority there and had a very good race result as well. So he's definitely a talent to be reckoned with, especially if he can kind of match that progress in towards these World Supertech beasts. And of course, he actually races the Pro Series as well, which he sits 6th currently. So a very talented young man who's looking to really extend his talent this afternoon, and currently looking to do so in the right way. He's around 300ths of a second quicker than Tommy Nilsson, but Twister going out there in full force, it seems.
Absolutely, of course. Twister had entered already with the 4-car effort of Benito, Burlak, Asbury, and of course Patel. So those are 4 guys there. Then they brought in Tom Nielsen also as well as, of course, the reigning champion. Got the number 1 on their car immediately for this series, so I'm sure they're pretty pleased about that. But Jesper Torborg is the number 1 in the TPS at the moment, and he's looking for a great season here. Has 4 wins in the WSS, or about 1.5 seasons he's competed in. 1 season and 1 race I think he's competed in. So he'll be looking for a full assault here today, Keith. And with his WTM title pretty much wrapped up, Keith, I expect Torborg to go all out guns blazing.
Yeah, for sure. And I know Jesper very well, and I always talk about him. Sometimes I've been told a little too much, but watching him practice here today so far, he's really got his race pace down. The hot lap pace, as far as we know, he's been down to a 10.6. That's going to be where he needs to be. You need to be in the top 5, top 6 if you want to compete for this win here today. With the raw speed all around him, I mean, just look at the timesheets. Look at how close it is. He is a master in race trim, though, but all he needs to do is get a decent qualifying, and you can pretty well bank on him being there at the end of the race for the win.
Definitely, it's always one of the people you can never ever discount in. And here is, we'll look quickly at Jack Cleathy actually, so just as I skip over Jack Cleathy, he is, of course, the champion of the first series, Jack Cleathy. He took 9 wins in the first series of WSS. That was held with the DTM mod for R Factory. Took 9 podiums in 10 races.
Dominating.
Yep, 3 wins in that season, and also plenty of poles as well. And the only podium he didn't get was because he got penalised, of course. So he's looking for a great result here. He was the person who broke the 9-race winning streak of GT Omega Racing last season. That involved Calamise and Nielsen. Keithy won at the 5th round and the 2nd race at Jacarepagua Oval, and then Torborg won the final race of the season as well. So look out for that. We've got also, of course, Danny. Lasse Sorensen actually just put into 4th place. You know these guys pretty well, Keith. They've been tamed somewhat by Karamidaro Bogdan, but they remain pretty flighty.
For sure, like these guys are incredibly talented, extremely full of speed, and they put together a very good effort in the American Touring Car Championship. And their team leader, Karamidaro Bogdan, has done a great job putting these guys together. You got Sorensen, Lauritsen, and Kalov. These guys all together have really put together a great effort. They're doing very well in ATCC, and it'll be great to see how they do here today, representing Walk Racing with Sorensen and Lauritsen. So great team battle looking ahead in this championship.
Another driver looking to step up in this championship is Danny Asbury. Almost got 2 pole positions in the V8s last season, but of course you know my phrase, Keith. Nearly does not count, almost does not count, and unfortunately the records show he is 2nd in those particular qualifying sections. By thousandths of a second, he was beaten by William Levesque each time around. No Levesque here today, so maybe he can get pole as Asbury goes into 4th place at the moment. Looking back, more THR action. Toby Davis came into, as he goes off the track. That's great timing there. Toby, nice work. Toby, of course, has come into the series, and he was going to be commentating on this. He is the admin for the series also. But he saw the lineup of Twister and Precision and Walk Racing and thought, oh, I've got to be there. Just for myself and, of course, for THR also. But comes off the back of a fantastic championship win, Liam.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he really did smash it as well, of course, in the Clio. So he really will be feeling the momentum. Of course, he does compete in the World Touring Masters as well, in which he hasn't been able to match Torborg all season. So he'll be looking to try and rectify that one this afternoon. Really go at it and see what he can do. It's his first time in the series, and he's really holding his hopes high. Talking to him actually in the Green Flag podcast, himself, Chris Butcher, and his teammates looking very, very positive going into the Jacarepagua circuit, and I'm sure that that's definitely going to pay off. He's currently 9th, and that's nothing to be turned down at, because with a field as competitive as this one, all you've got to do is look at the timings. I mean, at 1 minute 10.5 to a 1 minute 11.4. The first 16 drivers in this practice session within a second of each other. This is going to be absolutely incredible.
It really is. And another driver you know pretty well, Liam, who commentated a few times in the World Series, is Mohammed Patel. He's driven in the World Series this year and has been pretty successful.
Yeah, he has, and especially in FSR, as we say, in the World Series. Also across the sim racing online, he's done multiple endurance events. He really is a driver of many talents, and we'll be looking to try and add another one to that list tonight. Of course, I was talking to him earlier as well, and he said that he wasn't too keen on his qualifying pace, but his race pace, he seems a little bit more confident. So we'll be looking to try and maybe get that consistency in there. We've seen him across many different types of cars, endurance cars, Formula 1 cars, kart mods for, you know, the old Indy cars, and he really does kind of excel in all of them. So he does definitely seems to be a man of many talents. We'll see what he can bring to the World Supertech Series, but it's obvious that Twister have faith in him, otherwise they wouldn't have added him to this all-star lineup.
And we've got the support cast for, see, not the support cast, that's completely wrong, but more of the support drivers to the frontline drivers, Toby and Jesper in THR. Keith, Chris and Robert Wiesenmuller. Wiesenmuller has just recently unlocked the secret to winning and getting regular podiums, and Chris, of course, has always shown great speed and taken a couple of poles last year in this series and challenged for wins also. So many things are hoped for both of these guys to support their other two teammates who both won TPS championships.
Yeah, well, for sure, and I know that Wiesenmuller's been putting the effort in, and he has. If anyone who's watched TPS, you watch him steadily get better, and I mean it's good to see that, because it's a progression, and it comes from the hard work. I know that Chris Butcher is taking this championship very seriously because of the talent out there, and Butcher is one of those guys that has the ability. It's just the preparation is very important, especially when you're racing against guys like Keith Benito, Nilsson, Sorensen. Just the guy's just ahead of him.
It's crazy, isn't it? It really is.
It's crazy, and you know what? I've always said that Butcher is a great driver. I know that he's got the pace to win. He just has to put it all together, and if you can win one race,
that's a good shot.
Yeah. Oh,
sorry about that, Chris.
As we're talking about Chris. No, but he showed last season he wasn't the strongest in qualifying, but he was very good in race form in these, because I know that I raced the last season. I raced the first race of this championship, and I was nearby with Chris, and he's got the pace. He just got to put it all together. That's all.
You were not nearby with Chris. He was nearby to me. You were nowhere near me. Anyway, moving on. Alexander Sene has brought across his ringers from Interlagos Motorsport. Lotfi. I'm not sure if Lotfi is actually here at the moment. Let's quickly check through. There is Lotfi. He's 28th at the moment, just joined in the server, I believe. So Lotfi apparently is quicker than even Alexander Sene, who showed plenty of pace last season, top 7. Going to be a bit of a struggle to repeat that this season, though, with this kind of field. And Nathan Nascimento is also has also joined those guys, and he's not set a lap time in the server just yet. We've actually got 40 drivers on track. We're going to have a full field. Keith, been looking forward to this. It's going to be fantastic stuff.
Yeah,
25 seconds to go to qualifying.
Yeah, we're headed in, and it's going to be one for the ages. That's all I can say.
Absolutely, this is a landmark occasion in sim racing. Never mind Touring Pro Series. David van der Ven is also looking pretty quick. He's got faster and faster and faster ever since he joined the TPS. He was kind of like 20th place. Now he's 15th. Now he's 13th. He's just pushing forward more and more. And it's great to see this Belgian is racing alongside with Andy van der Velde, and it's great to see Van der Velde and Van der Ven in the same team, AD Racing. So looking forward to those guys. Well, Simon Kilo won the race in the on the track at Watkins Glen, but was penalised and stripped of the win actually. So he's still looking for his first TPS win, unfortunately. Eric Tveit, not talked about him too much. He's teaming up with Eric Strawn here today.
Yes,
we're getting in trouble for that, aren't we, Keith? Eric Strawn.
And I believe his mother's actually watching. Yeah, Eva Strawn. So. You know, we'll
don't get that name wrong. We can get Eric's name wrong, but don't get the mother's name wrong.
Yeah, it's Strawn. We'll leave it at that.
Okay, we're going to qualifying here. Now we'll quickly show you a couple of the events that are coming up in the Touring Pro Series. As ever, we have a great bit of action tomorrow night. We've got the Minis from Mid-Ohio, where Peter Davila, just in the background of that shot there you can see, is against Wiesenmuller in the foreground of that shot. And Davila really is nailed on for that title. But tune in anyway, it's going to be great racing. I'm going to be there, so you can laugh at me. Toby and Keith going to be commentating on that also. So it would be a great. It's around Mid-Ohio, of course, as well. In Minis, which should be a fantastic event.
Good times.
And then after that, we've got the conclusion to the Clio Series. So we've got 2 conclusions in the next 5 days. Clio Series finishes off at the Old Ring. Of course, Toby Davis has already sealed the title, but Old Ring is a fantastic track, and we're looking forward to drivers competing for wins now. We're competing for wins. Toby will go all out now, won't he? Because, of course, he's won the title. And, of course, you've got Chris Butcher, and Waring's yet to win a race. Munro's yet to win a race, so that's the last chance they can do. We're now going to go quickly back there. Excuse me. We're just waiting for the game to load through into qualifying.
Yeah, with 40 drivers loaded up, it does take a little bit just to do that quick jump over to quali.
And there we go.
Yeah,
we're into qualifying now. That's good. So let's go into that qualifying for you. A reminder, of course, of facebook.com/TouringProSeries, not TouringProSeries.com/Facebook, like I said last broadcast. We don't host Facebook. Imagine the cost of that. Anyway, we've also got Twitter, of course, and YouTube, of course. So if you're watching on YouTube right now, we thank you for that. And of course, you can catch all our broadcasts on YouTube if you happen to miss them. If you are missing them, I hope you're doing something else with your time that's worthy. Anyway, we've also got the website, of course, as well. Don't forget about that. The website. Oh, website. If it pops up, there we go. There is the website now. Sorry about that. We forgot to go through it. And this is the website. You can check out all the news of the Touring Pro Series. Plenty of features as well. We've got all the galleries, of course. Well, go to WSS, and there's all the galleries you can see, all the pictures from previous seasons. So look out for that also.
And just a small note, I think we're going to have to just do a quick server reset as we went to qualifying. I do believe a couple people had dropped, just to give a heads up. So we'll just be a little bit delayed in getting to qualifying. So just hold tight as Toby Davis will be sorting this out. It's always great when you've got the admins racing in the in the races that they're administrating. So as it's being sorted out right now. You can see we just had a small issue. 40 drivers slotted over to qualifying, so just bear with us. We'll get that sorted out.
Well, that's happening, Keith. We've actually got a bit of a team trailer to show everyone.
Oh,
we've got the Twister trailer to show everyone, guys. So we've got obviously Twister are very new to the TPS, and we don't know too much about them.
He's spearheading it. He's the driving force, teamed up with Twister, and he's the let's call it the TPS division of Twister. And he went ahead and made this video.
He did indeed, and of course not everyone knows. We don't know a huge amounts about them if you watch TPS, and we're going to watch it now. There's a lineup, of course, of Benito, Patel, Burlak, Nielsen, and Asbury. So sit back and enjoy this while we go to the game.
Ryan, just before you do start that, I do believe the people who had left have rejoined. I think they're just going to.
Oh yes, it looks like qualifying is going. So yeah, we'll wait to warm up for that, guys. So there's a treat coming up for you. We wait to warm up. Yep. And we'll show you in warm-up. So let's get into the game once again. And this is qualifying here, guys. So prediction time, boys and girls.
Ooh. I'll let Liam call it. Who are you calling for pole?
You get to call it as well, Keith. But Liam go first.
No, I'm not calling anything. No, I'm not doing it. But I'm getting word, though, from the admin. We are restarting the session just because we had lost a full 2 minutes of qualifying. And rightfully so, with 40 cars on a short circuit, those 2 minutes can make a world of difference trying to get some clean air. So I believe Toby's just going to be restarting the session so we can get those extra few minutes.
Okay, so let's quickly show the spotter guide for everyone to look at once again. I'm not sure why I've given, if you look in this spotter guide, when it loads up, it would be nice, XSplit. Come on. Typical. Everything's going wrong for us at the moment. We've got 3 guys in the booth, and none of us. Right. I don't like giving you a total of 4 wins, by the way. He's only got 2 wins in the WSS. I'm talking absolute rubbish on that particular case. I know I've also missed off Ben Tusling's poor star for his spotter guide. But the spotter guide is there for everyone to have a look at, and you peruse it at your leisure just to see who your favourite drivers are and who to look out for. And if you're looking on track and wondering who on earth this driver is, you can tell by the numbers, of course, on the fronts of the cars, and they're on the blue numbers. Blue means Chevrolet, red means Peugeot. And when you're looking on the TV cams in-game, you can see the massive numbers on the windscreens, make it easy for identification. I'm not sure if we are resetting the server, Keith.
No,
6 minutes to go.
No, I know. I'm just actually trying to get word
maybe he already did.
Control.
Maybe he already did.
No, he didn't. He's just restarting it now. He just gave me the word. So with 6 minutes left, it's a little difficult because there's 40 guys trying to get it. Toby's just restarted the session. So
there we go.
Yeah, just so you know, guys, what happened? We just had a small hang up there, and when you lose 2 minutes of a 10-minute session for qualifying, it's not right. It's too much to handle trying to get 40 guys to run a qualifying time with such a short track. So here we are in qualifying yet again.
Right, so we're into qualifying once again. So let's get back into that qualifying for you. If you're bored, go and click like on Facebook.com.
Yeah,
TouringProSeries.
Yeah,
that'll keep you entertained for at least 5 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. or go to TouringProSeries.com, create an account, and you can always be up to date with anything that's going on, with any new news that's coming up as well. And also, when we do competitions to give stuff away, because we tend to like to give stuff away, we have a giving hearts here. That's generally
generous,
one of
aren't
the
we?
requirements. Yeah, we're very generous, very generous. Actually, I think I will make an announcement now that if you're watching this race now, be sure to tune in for the next WSS event, and I will be giving away, like, we have a GameStop car license. So if you don't have the game and you're liking what you see, we will be giving away a GameStop car license at the next WSS event. So be sure to be here, because if you're not here, you can't win. And if you can't win, then you're just out of luck.
Indeed, so you'll be in it to win it. So here we go now into the qualifying session once again. Apologies to everyone for that delay, as it can be quite a bit of a hassle to get things going perfectly. But now we're out on track watching Jack Keith go around. But prediction time, guys. No one predicted it in the end. You're not getting out of it that easily.
Oh, I'm going to go for an underdog here, actually. I mean, obviously you've got the giants out there, like you've got your Nilsson, you've got your Keithley, of course, both of them have done extremely well in this series in the past. But I'm going to go for an underdog. I'm going to say Enzo Benito. He's come into this series for a first time. A lot of hype around this young man, of course, performing very well in iRacing. I'm really excited to see what he can do here tonight, so I'm going to call an Enzo pole position.
Okay, and Keith?
I'm going to go with Keithley. I'm going with Keithley
Keithley
because he's got Keith in his last name.
Just to, just to inform everybody, there was 1,000th of a second separating Keithley and Benito at the end of official practice.
That's
and
what
Tommy
I'm
Nielsen was
talking about.
also within half a tenth as well. So look out for that. It's going to be absolutely epic. Let's go on board with Jack Keithley. Let's go on board with him and on a lap of this circuit. I'll pull it around you for you here. Into this turn one. It's a very, very hard braking zone. Many drivers go into going to first gear through here. Nice and tight to the apex. You brake the car very, very late in and trail brake into there. Now coming down the straight, it's all very, very boring. Just flicking along. You're actually looking for your turning point, which you can use the markers just up above you on the right hand side. And now into this corner here, an early apex I like to take there. Many people like to take late apexes, but you have to get right back into the apex here. That's what Keithley's done right there, so you can give yourself lots of room for the shootout through here. There's all that camber on the inside. If you miss that camber, you go right wide out onto the grass, and it's not great at all. Through here, it's almost flat. You might be able to take a flat if you get it absolutely perfect, but it can be difficult. Just as you can't get settled, you get straight, you're braking once again for the next corner. Through here, you don't have to get the apex absolutely correct here. Now, flick through the gears. Down up into fourth and down into third gear for this left-hander 90 degree. Cut straight over, much over the grass as you dare. And now into the final corner. This is a long hairpin. Extremely frustrating in these cars because they do not like turning very much. They've got plenty of power. And now Keithley's going to head towards the line. And what is his opening lap? It's a 10.786. That's an excellent banker.
Oh, indeed it is. He really has pushed the boat out on that one, hasn't he? Let's see what he can do from here. Then, of course, you've still got a few more guys that want to set laps. You see those purple squares next to the driver means they have actually lapped faster than the current pollster today. See Tommy Nilsson, 300ths of a second up. It's the current champion. He's looking feisty. They see Chris Butcher. But you take a look again, once again faster than Keithley, but nonetheless, a 10 second 7 is very, very respectable. We can just see how close these times are. Jack Keithley's got a 10th up on his personal best already. And of course, 40 cars around this circuit can mean there are a few traffic issues. Whether it's other cars on laps, cars exiting the pit lane. Of course, the pit lane brings you right out on the outside line of turn 1. As Butcher crosses the line and goes 4th, so barely anything in that one, just under a 10th of a second. So the top 4 split by under a 10th of a second. It really is phenomenal stuff. There's Tommy Nilsson, who goes up to 4th. Jack Keithley, 2 tenths up on his best. So he is flying right now. Let's see what he can do.
Always go wide of that final corner. Looked like a bit of a mistake there. He got it back nicely to a late apex though.
Got
so
some
the car
draft
seemed to lose momentum, didn't he? Got a bit of a draft, yeah, you're right. Behind Slavomir Judek, we're not talking much about him. 10.6.
Oh, nice
there you go. We've lost a bit of time in that final sector with a 10.6. Enzo Benito out on track. Let's quickly get to him, Keith.
This is like rapid fire qualifying because you've got so many guys that are capable of pulling off a pole lap here. You don't even know who to follow. It's just purple this, green that, purple here, purple there. It's insane. This is fantastic. This is what Touring Pro Series and virtual touring car racing is all about right here.
Definitely. And Enzo Benito now coming around to the final corner. He's not green or purple going through that final sector. Maybe made a big mistake on his. Oh, it's 120. That's why, because he's not come out. He's come out of the actual lap itself. 127 or something like that at that time.
Oh, he's coming up on some big traffic here. This is the problem. It's a tight track.
It is a tight track. 1 minute 10. 40 guys on track. It's a very simple track, of course. Nielsen's going on a PB. Let's quickly track with him. And he's crossed the line. 10.788 goes second, just ahead of Lasse Sorensen. So Sorensen is in third with 10.8.111. He's 2 tenths down in that first sector, but we saw that Keith was extremely fast in that first
Tallberg's
sector.
up there. Tallberg now.
Tallberg as well. So he's
4 teams sitting in the top 4. Precision, Twister, THR, Walk. What a show.
So Lasse Sorensen, what has he got for the next sector? We'll be down the shape coming out of there. The cars are easy to get out of the shape, of course. He's got lots and lots of brake horsepower. He's just 0.16 down on Keithy, so he can improve, because Keithy was a little bit slow through that final sector. And he's actually gone faster than Keithy in that middle sector where Keithy was so fast. So that's superb there from Lasse. That little wiggle coming out of turn 5 did not delay him at all. Turn 6 now, turn 7, and out of the final corner. A bit of a draft in behind number 27 there of Daniel Lockford. Goes second, 10.740.
Very nice.
Absolutely blistering. You can tell you got a nice draft as far as you said coming down that straight. And of course, this is the main straight where the draft is going to be key during the race, but especially during qualifying, it really can aid your qualifying time, especially when the times are this close. There is the man who really has put a lot of practice into this one, of course, almost securing originally the World Touring Masters title. He really wants to try and dedicate himself to this one and see if he can take his talents. He knows the quality of drivers here today. This is a proving ground as well for not only himself but for the rest of the sim racers here. So yes, but wants to find more. There's Mohammed Patel. Let's see what he can do then around the final corner. Down the straight he comes. Where will this sit in? And he moves up to second. And that's
for a guy who didn't like his qualifying pace.
Wow.
He was saying on Facebook he wasn't too happy with his qualifying pace. Race pace was where he was aiming. Well, if he doesn't like that one, what's his race pace going to be like? That was phenomenal.
On his personal best right now. I know
Danny Asbury.
Yeah, Danny Asbury, Ben Tusting, both on their personal best. Actually, I was watching Ben earlier. He got into a little bit of trouble early on. There was a bit of an accident in front of him, collected about 5 cars, which just shows how difficult it is to be out there. They're actually one in front of the other. You got Tusting just ahead of Asbury. Asbury's got the draft of Tusting, as these guys are going to try to beat their current time and move up this timesheet with just incredible pace in front of them.
So Tusting out of that final corner. He's coming across to the left-hand side of the track, so he can't like his lap too much. And he goes up into 9th, and then we've got Daniel Asbury did not improve, is now in 8th. We've got also Alexander Sene out of track at the moment, coming out the final corner. He's on a personal best. What can he do? He drives towards the line. Can he get into the top 10? He can't get into the top 10. He doesn't improve actually in the end. Eric Tavite on a hot lap also as well. Oh, and he's had a bit of altercation out of the final corner. Benito at the moment is 15th, by the way, guys. He's got 2 minutes left to go.
Got to get something done here, man. Like, he was the quickest guy all through practice. He's just not able to. Maybe the pressure's building. I mean, this pressure shouldn't be a factor.
Level 1 on 11th, so he needs to. This is his final run. This is his final effort. He can't get back to the pit to get back out once. Oh, he can actually. I tell a lie, but if he completes his lap, this will be it. He won't be able to get another lap out of those tyres, and they'll wear too much. So this is a shock right now. Benito's in 12th. We've got Sorensen going quicker and quicker. He's 0.063 up in that first sector. That's quick he gets to him. There is Sorensen.
What is teammate behind?
And just something to note, Davy Vendeveen, he's in 17. He was in what, 8th position in practice?
And Sorensen's faster. Look, he's gone purple.
Oh,
you're point about Van der Ven there, but
that's okay.
Sorensen's gone purple. What can he do to the final corner? This will be absolutely sensational if Sorensen manages this. Oh, he's gone a bit deep, but that does work to get the late apex. There we go, there's the late apex right there. And come out once again onto the straights. It's wiggling around. Don't go to the right hand side of the track, Larson. Keep it straight. It's still third. He improves, but not by enough.
Wow.
He's less than a tenth away from Jack Keithley, who is on a quick lap also. People are not going faster than Keith in that first sector. Keith's first sector is obviously fantastic because nobody seems to be able to beat, not Keithley himself even.
And Benito looks like he's on a personal best. As he crosses the line, he moves up to 8th. He's up to 8th. Benito up to 8th. So he's put himself in a good position here. As Butcher's on a personal best, Danny Asbury's on a personal best, but Benito has parked it. That is where Benito is going to, he's going to be 8th or worse.
And that's a shock. Surely, that's a shock. He's
He's
got to go down as one.
Huge shock.
Asbury is, let's quickly check with Asbury actually. He's just going through the second sector, out the penultimate corner now. Sorry to interrupt there, but he's gone 3 tenths down on Keithley, but of course he is already 4 tenths down in terms of the pace. What can he do, Liam?
He's very interested. It's going to be close. Of course, he wants to start a lot higher than 10th. Can he achieve it this time?
No.
He stays
no,
there,
that's it.
It's going to be 10th or worse.
That is it. I think this is, honestly guys, Benito went back out on track, but he's not going to have enough time to get to the start-finish line. This is where we're going to see the guys grid up as Davis slots into 9th. So, this is provisionally what we're going to be seeing these guys start as.
Well, we saw Twister, of course. They fancied themselves for a 1, 2, 3, 4 in qualifying, and they're only second and 4. Mohamed Patel, though, is going faster. Can he get that pole position? It'd be a shock pole position. He's gone faster. He must have absolutely blitzed, you know, Keithley's second sector and third sector times, because
for a guy who
because he's
didn't like his
0.175 down. He's 0.175 down that first sector on Keithley, yet he's still green on himself. Oh no, he's not going to improve here. 4 tenths down. Nielsen's gone green. That means he's on a personal best. He's right behind Patel. If he has anything about him, he'll be asking Patel to let him give him a draft out the final corner. But no, it's not quite going to happen.
Oh, that looked very clean, the final corner, but I don't think it's going to be enough to... It might push him up into second or third. Let's see where he's going to slot in. Nope, not quite.
It's just in there.
And Tony Nielsen. This could be a late shot. The timer hit 0. Round the final corner. Is this going to be enough for a late shot? Can he get on that front row of the grid? It's going to be very close. Can he make it?
Oh.
No, he doesn't.
No, he can't.
It's so close.
Wow. It's unbelievable, the closeness of these guys at the front here. And if you look at this, the teams have actually all kind of staggered themselves out. You don't see dominance from one team right now. It's basically a nice blanket of different teams. So this is going to be epic. This is going to be one for the ages.
Absolutely. Of course, we've got Toby Davis there back in 9th. Jesper Torgborg in 5th. Chris Butcher will be absolutely delighted, by the way, with that 7th place.
For sure.
Because I'm sure he was a little bit worried about his pace beforehand. Benito, though, that is an absolute shock. Not expect him to be starting that far back in the field. And Keithley has got that pole position, though. Fantastic pole position there for Keith as well.
Yeah,
Keithley
for sure.
even.
it's a big deal because that's a way to kind of set the tone for this championship headed in. And we're going to be headed into warm-up here. We'll do a quick grid rundown and show you all of the teams as they lie. But we've got a nice blanket of different teams all the way through. And if warm-up, how long is warm-up, Ryan?
About 5 minutes. Yep.
Will we have time for the Twister video?
Yeah, we're going to run through the Twister video now for you while the game sorts itself out and gets nice and synced and everything. Everyone's going to get reminded of the starting procedures. We'll run through them for you also as well. But check out this Twister Racing trailer for those guys who don't know too much about Twister Racing. Here's the answer to your questions.
Twister racing cars now had a 16-second gap back to 3rd place and the finish line in their sights. Bruno Marquez jumped on this opportunity and won the chase down the main straight, moving up into 3rd position.
At the front, the leading trio of Kirchhoff slowly pulling away from the rest of the field.
With 3 cars squeezing into turn 1 together, it was Nielsen that managed to get into 1st position ahead of Cuisen de Witt.
So, welcome back to the start of the third season of the WSS. We're in warm-up right now, and we're going to run down the grid quickly for you guys. So, actually, it's not going to be able to run down the grid quickly because actually we've got people have gone out on track, of course, haven't they? So that's a difficult thing for us to do there. So we're not going to be able to do that, unfortunately. But a prediction for race winner here, guys.
Well, I would say Enzo Benito again. I think he could be a little underdog here. We've seen it so many times across Touring Pro Series when someone just goes through the field and has a great race. I mean, just remember Eric de Veit in Spa in the World Touring Masters, a prime example of that. He didn't take the victory, of course, but of course this is a very different playing field. So I'm going to stick with Enzo Benito. It'd be great to see, especially with the playing field as high as it is, the talent levels as high as it is, someone just come through the field with the quality of racing that we see here and really take a nice victory today.
And Keith?
I'm going to go with Jesper Talberg.
Ooh, Jesper Talberg.
The Iceman.
I'm going to go with Keith Lee. A guy who can lead from the front very, very well indeed. So I'm going to go with Keith Lee. That's and Keith got the prediction of the qualification right, by the way, guys. So he wanted to be mentioned for that.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, if I got the qualifying right, maybe I'm going to get the race right. I know that Talberg's great in race form, but Keith Lee definitely is not one to buckle under pressure. Just look at his stats. I mean, Keith Lee's one of the most decorated drivers across the entire sim racing land. So it's going to be epic. We've got 40 cars taking this green flag, double file rolling start. So this is going to be great, and couldn't think of a better way to spend my Friday afternoon.
Yeah, it's going to be an excellent race. And just to inform you guys of the format for this event, we should have done it earlier really, but didn't quite get a chance. It's been so much action going on. We've got 2 races here tonight, so we've got 2 qualifying sessions for 2 races. So we've had the first qualifying session. We've got the second one coming up right now, and also that means that we have about 30 minutes for each race. It's a formation lap, manual formation lap, with a rolling start, double file rolling start. So looking forward to that.
Yeah,
here we are. So getting ready to go around this formation lap now then, and it really is going to get tense. It really is kind of the final pre-race nerves for these guys. It's really going to separate the men from the boys, just who can handle this sort of pressure, because all that pressure is just going to get at least doubled when you look at the amount of cars behind you, especially for Jack Keithley, but as we've mentioned before, a very illustrated driver indeed. So the front row decision versus Twister, a very familiar battle for those of you who are very familiar with the Formula Sim racing scene. These 2 Goliath teams have done battle, and they really have been the face teams of FSR for the past few years, now taking their talents into the Touring Pro Series. Walk, the new team, just behind them, and Tommy Nilsson just behind Mohammed Patel. Of course, a surprise, he said he wasn't too happy with his qualifying pace. If he's not too happy with his qualifying pace, his race pace should be absolutely supreme then. Yeah. To see what happens then as they come round this long straight. Of course, Keith, this could be the prime slipstreaming opportunity for this track.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, just say you got the push passes as well. Could we see maybe a few used here on the early laps, or would they save it all for later?
Well, it's I remember it's a 30 lap race, and you only get so much time to use it because there is a gap in the time in between the times that you can use the push to pass. So it's very strategic when you're using it, because you want to ultimately use all of them, but you don't want to use them in places where it's not necessary. Really, at this track, there really is only one proper place to use it, and that is that long back stretch. And it literally if you start it once you get on the back straight, it runs all the way into the corner at the end of that straight, and it actually will push you almost wide if you're not ready for it, if you don't get the car slowed down enough. But these guys, this is a great view. The Twister cars are looking great. The Precision cars are looking great. The Walk Racing cars are looking great. This is going to be an incredible looking and incredible competitive simulation touring car race. So we've got Callan giving these drivers the instructions as they form up. And this is a beautiful shot here. I mean, Liam, is there anything more beautiful than this?
Not I can imagine. This is just about as good as it gets. So round the final corner they come then. The hearts are going crazy. The fans are going wild, and the engines roar. We're about to go green flag here at Jacarepagua.
And here, waiting for the guy to throw the green flag. And away we go. It's green, green, green from the start of the line. And away we are for the 3rd season of the World Supertech Series. And a good start there. It seemed like from Keithley and Nielsen, who shot right up to the outside. We keep in contact between those 2 guys. We saw that last season contact between those guys. And Keithley gets sideways, look. Oh, it gets sideways. out of the first corner, but those two are away, look. And Patel is defending now from Sorensen. Torborg right in behind as well. He wants a bit of this action. He's going to go try and go 3 wide with these guys. Down the inside goes Torborg. On the inside of Sorensen. Niels has almost gone off the track in the foreground. He's almost gone off the track challenging Keithley.
Oh, just a heads up, Benito has fallen back to 20th. He missed turn 1 completely. He went off. I'm not sure if there was contact, just a little note.
So Benito already in trouble in this series, qualified pretty poorly for his standards, and it looks like Sorensen has dropped back as well.
Not the best start in the world for him, but nonetheless he is providing a lot of pressure on the back of Chris Bertrand, trying to get alongside. You can see this strategically placed just in front of him. He looks up the inside there. Yes, Patel, he's versus Bob. That's a beautiful view as well for that one. Could not get a closer view of the action. So Sorensen definitely trying to push his way back through the field, and he's got a great opportunity to. There you see.
Oh, contact between Torborg and Patel. No prisoners taken, no quarter given, not expected.
Oh,
and now Torborg under attack from Sorensen, look.
He's down the inside with Keith. Oh, look at this. 3 wide into turn 1.
Oh, he's doing it around the outside. Sorensen's
Patel's gone wide. Patel's gone wide. Patel's been pushed wide. I don't know if he pushed wide or he's missed the corner, but now Davis going through also as well. Look at this battle as Davis swings out to go around Patel. Patel back down to 7th. He liked his race pace better than his qualifying pace, but I'm not sure that's quite the case.
Oh wow, Davis, what a run for him coming up through the field. He qualified 8th. He's already up into 6th place.
That's quite a talented teammate, though. So this is going to be very crucial now. These two got to play very smartly, of course. The 2 co-owners of THR need to place a bit strategically. There you see Nato Nascimento, who's had a brilliant start into the top 10. Tries to look, that's the inside of Kilo, but nothing there just yet. Got to be careful. They're 6 seconds away already from Jack Keithley and company. So a great start by the leaders, despite all the hustling and bustling we've seen up front. It really is getting quite gritty, but Jack Keithley 0.8 seconds away from Tommy Nilsson. And how familiar is this team from last season? If you remember back to the Oval with Keithley and Nilsson doing battle for most of it. There you see Sorensen and Jesper Tolberg, the men in 3rd and 4th at the moment. Tolberg looking very, very handy right now. But it's got to be said, Sorensen in that new team really is making a great impression this afternoon.
And he said he was hoping for top 3s, and that's what he's getting right now, of course. And now everyone can start using their push to pass. Everyone's free to use push to pass now. We're on to lap 3, the 3rd racing lap, of course. And everyone's allowed to use their push to pass. So look out for that along the straights. And of course, it takes around about, it takes 150 seconds, for your push to pass to reload. And you have 8 of those for 12 seconds. You get an extra 80 brake horsepower, and it really does boost your speed along the straights. The worst thing is, the thing you have to look out for is your braking points are very much altered because of that.
Yeah, definitely, and you actually, it comes up on you very quickly, especially when you have all that extra horsepower going down there, especially if you've got a little bit of a draft. You can find yourself cutting the grass for these guys at the Jacarepagua without being paid for it.
You don't want to take this £200,000 car and turn it into a lawnmower. You want to use it for what it's designed for that racing.
Well, a little further back, a little update on Benito. He slowly made his way up. He just moved past Davey Vendeveen up into 16th. So dropped back to 21st, but he's up to 16th. So that's an update on the Twister driver, Enzo Benito.
Of course, the teams up right now, we've got Precision, Twister, Walk, THR, and then Twister and Walk at the moment. And then the top 10 rounded out by Interlagos as well, right in behind Simon Kilo. He is. Let's go back and look at Enzo Benito actually as he comes through the field. This should be an engrossing battle. As Wiesenmüller's also had a poor start to this race. He's back in 15th, back in behind Alexandra Sene, as we see Eric Tveit going very wide there as he battles, or tries to battle with Daniel Asbury, and Tim Mender showing great pace as well. He's in 11th at the moment, so this is going to be a great battle. It's really heating up here. On board with Benito.
Let's see what Benito can do then. As you say, he's had a poor start, looking to rectify that one, getting very close now, scarily close. And see if he can try and push his way past Wiesenmüller. Of course, Wiesenmüller would love to be in the top 10 today. For those of you who read the Touring Pro Series article, where a load of Touring Pro Series staff and fans were asked who their predictions were. Wiesenmüller was predicted by the load of them to be in within that top 10, so we'll be looking to try and achieve that today. But as is Enzo Benito, looks to the inside there, it's a bit late, he's got to try and hold that apex as long as he can. He'll be there to hang out to dry though for turn 1, but he's trying to hold that inside line. They're practically touching, forced to the outside though, there's nothing going there. A drag race is going to have to swoop it around the very, very tight left-hander indeed. There's a little bit of argy-bargy there, and Wiesenmüller just showed he's not going to move over without a radical fight. Let's see what he can do. I think Benito may have met his temporary match here then.
So Benito, with great traction, he managed to get on the inside still of that final corner without being able to use all the track, and that was fantastic stuff. Apparently Wiesenmuller got a bit of a bump from Alexander Lauritsen early on in the race. That's what happened there. Maybe Benito was involved in that also, so look out for that in the post race reports. As we see that Nascimento's gone off the track, I think, ever so slightly. Now it's caused all kind of carnage because Asbury's down the inside. Mender on the inside. Mender's around. And who's that? Bodyworks, come off. I can't quite see what that is.
Benito made his way through there, though, did he not?
Benito is number 20. There he is on the inside of Wiesenmuller. And now in behind Asbury. Van der Veen's all over the place. Well, there's Wiesenmuller. Jack Keithley sets the last lap of the race. Meanwhile, he's serene at the front of the field. Sorry for the bit of lag there as everybody tries to, as the game tries to keep up with what's going on here. As we got Strachan as well in the background. We've got Senni and Van der Ven. And that really put the cat among the pigeons. Look like Nascimento made a mistake. Maybe Nascimento's one who went off because I can't see him anywhere. Number 78 is Nascimento.
Benito down the inside of Asbury, so Asbury gives way to his quicker teammate. Benito's off up into 12th position now, so great run back for him. He's made 9 spots already.
So we've retired from the race. We've got 3 people retired from the race. Cervic, Fott and Johnson all retired from the race. Ivan Navarro, Simmons and Honorato bring up the back end of the field. And we've got contrasting fortunes Precision Motorsports, of course. Ben Tustings is 34th, and of course his teammate is leading by 1.4 seconds, pulling away from Tommy Nielsen. Lap 7 of 27.
Things really heating up now. Then of course that fight for the midfield just gets ever stronger, and it really is beginning to become apparent. I think Benito could very well maybe push his way back through this field with the aid of his teammates. You can see how very fortunate there Danny Asbury moved out of the way for him, but then you've got that Gallard battle up, of course, just a bit further up front of Toby Davis and company. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this one pans out. Of course, you've still got another race after this one, so you don't want to burn yourself out too much.
Nascimento didn't go off the track. I'm not quite sure who was that went off the track. Maybe it was just Tim Mender that was the loser in all of that. It's all just concertinated up. It looks like really kind of unavoidable contact. He's now back just ahead of his teammate Felix Hansen. So Tim Mender was running very strongly indeed. He's now back battling with Udek, Paulini, Juntz. So Paulini and Juntz in the 2 very striking rotation speed liveries, lovely liveries they are as well. And they are in close attendance to each other. Strachan has had a good start to this race actually. He's put him up to 15th after struggles early on. Senni is in 14th. Asbury's dropped to 13th now. 12th is Enzo Benito. He's going to challenge Robert Wiesenmuller. I've just shown a shot there quickly of Wiesenmuller's front end, Keith. He's got quite a big dent in the front end of it.
Yeah, I think...
Liam, okay, we lost. I thought we lost you, Liam. we've lost Keith.
Yeah, it definitely looks a little bit better. I'm not sure if he took a little bit of damage here. I wonder if it affects the actual performance of the car. I'm sure that the long-term effects will become apparent as the race goes on. But lap 8 of 27, their laps are ticking on by, and the field really starting to establish themselves in a nice kind of smooth order. I say smooth in a loose sense of the word. But just as we see, that is Lasse Sorensen under a little bit of pressure from Jesper Tolberg. Sorensen's done a great job so far to hold third. Tolberg going to push him all the way though up the inside. Can he make that one stick? No, you're going to have to dip back in for the slipstream. He's got plenty of time to gain momentum. Of course, you don't want to waste anything there. And you can see Sorensen is trying to get that best line there for turn 2. He's got plenty of space. Tolberg, as we've said so many times before, Ryan, is a very smart driver. He won't do anything too risky early on. Maybe even later on. All he does is put his car there. As they can see Mohamed Patel trying to get around the other walk car of Lauritsen. He's done a good job now holding inside. I know, textbook stuff there for Mohamed Patel. But Lauritsen's not going to let him get away with it. He's going to
not around the outside here. You can't do that. You can't just turn in and expect the other car to disappear. Oh, that's poor driver there from Lauritsen. You cannot just turn in. Oh, he gets a shove back from Mohamed Patel. I'm not surprised about that. Lauritsen just turned right across Patel, and it really is out of order there. You cannot just completely disregard another car on track. And we've actually only got one Chevrolet in the top 7 at the moment, Liam. I know they're both the same cars, but it's quite an interesting note. We've got one in the top 7. Keithley and THR and Walk are all in Peugeots. And now Keithley is the one who's leading by 2 seconds now for Tommy Nielsen. He's just dominating this race so far. Sorensen and Tolborg in a fantastic battle, and Butcher there also as well, of course. And we talked about THR and how much pressure they were under, Liam. But they were not got quite the searing pace of the rest of the teams. But they still got 3 guys in the top 6. We got 4th, 5th, and 6th for those guys. They're still right there. They know how to race.
Oh, they did. They're very experienced guys as well. Of course, you've got Jesper Tolberg, probably the most illustrated driver in all of TouringProSeries. Chris Butcher, a very, very well-respected driver across sim racing. And then Nathan Sorensen's doing a good job at the moment, holding these guys up. And then Toby Davis as well, offering that support. Debut in the series, looking extremely strong right now. But the gap's starting to form, though. In between our top 6, Keithley holds a 2.2-second gap over Twister driver Tommy Nilsson. Nilsson needs to try and find something a bit more now as the race wears on lap 10 and 27, as they can see a bit further back. There is Robert Wiesenmuller, still more importantly for him, in front of Enzo Bonito, and now joined by Nato Nascimento, who's trying to get his nose in there. So if these two become locked in battle, then I'm sure Nato would be more than happy to pick up the pieces. He made some really impressive performances last season in Season 2 of the World Supertech Series, looking to really expand on that one tonight and going the right way about it, just outside the top 10 at the moment. That place being held by this man, Robert Wiesenmuller, who's actually trying to catch Kiel off at the moment. So a nice four-way battle here as they come down this long back straight going in towards turn 2. I wonder if Wiesenmuller can get a bit of a run, because he's got to be quite careful now. If he does go on the aggressive, you've got a very handy Enzo Bonito to pick up the pieces. I think that may be a push to pass. He's got straight on the inside, and that's it's a big moment, and he saved it. But that's exactly what we were talking about in the formation lap, Chris. If you do use the push to pass, then you can go wide in turn 1, because you've got so much more momentum, and that's a prime example of what we saw there.
And these guys both got past Nascimento. Nascimento's fading as this race is going on, coming off the back of these guys. And now Benito is ever so hungry, trying to get past Kilo.
This is fantastic stuff. Benito's had a great run back considering the adversity. And I mean, it was hard to see what happened to him in turn 1, but it literally looked like he missed the corner completely, whether it was contact or he was too far to the outside. But doing a great job as he's down the inside of Kilo. As he's got the inside, he can't quite do it. No.
Oh, there goes a piece of bodywork. There goes a piece of carbon fibre. Those little flaps on the backs of the cars and fronts of the cars come off very easily indeed, you'll find, if you watch throughout this season. And they don't make too much difference to the aerodynamics of the cars, but they do come off extremely easily. As Benito is trying so hard, but he can only try so hard, and then you obviously end up going off the track or making contact. You just need to be a little bit patient, and he will get past. But I think he maybe wants to get past Kilo just a little bit early. Kilo now goes defensive into this corner, which means his turning is tight, but he still has the inside line and the camber for this very long corner, and now means Benito's vulnerable to Wiesenmuller, of course. Look at that. Wiesenmuller is going on the inside, but of course he has the outside for the next corner, and now Benito slots back in, and Wiesenmuller is going to go one little wide and let Benito back in. So there we go. Also, this battle here between Patel and Lauritsen is heated, to say the least, at the moment. We saw contact between these two guys, and Lauritsen just turned across.
Tolberg is by Sorensen. Tolberg is by Sorensen.
So we were watching that earlier. Tolberg was harassing the man of Sorensen, but now he's got past. So Tolberg up into third.
Is this what we're used to seeing, where we see we will see Tolberg just kind of pace himself at the start of a race, because he's 3.8 back of Keithley right now, with Nilsson just ahead of him, and this is typical Tolberg. If he can continue on the way he's going, where now we're at the halfway mark, slowly chip away, and then he gives himself an opportunity to take the win.
And now Benito, look, he's past Kilo. Benito is past Simon Kilo, and now
look at Wiesenmuller round the outside.
We both wanted the same bit of track, bit of contact there. Wiesenmuller's obviously wanted to follow Benito through and does that. That's a great forceful pass there from the German. Goes around Kilo, and Kilo's gone off as well. It's gone wide. He's going to come in on his inside. Nascimento's right there. Oh, it's going to be close. Nascimento looks for a space. It's not going to happen though. And they both survive.
Yeah, Nascimento looking to really try and capitalise there, and exactly what we were saying earlier, one little mistake and he can so easily lose 3 or 4 positions. Let's see what Nato can do here then with Team Interlagos. He would love a top 10 today on his first start in Season 3. As you can see, Wiesenmuller once again logged in battle with Benito, only this time the positions are switched. This Benito switching out his defensive playbook. Let's see what happens here then, as Wiesenmuller's looking again very handy right now as they round the final corner, tries to get the inside. Look how close they are as he dips into the slipstream for turn 1. I don't think there's going to be a move gunning for this time, but of course you've got that long back straight. There will be a prime opportunity for a push to pass. We're approaching the halfway distance now. When you get the cut back, Benito goes a little bit deep. Wiesenmuller tries to sneak the inside a little bit. Another twitch there, and somehow Benito holds some fabulous stuff here at Jacarepagua.
Benito just needs to calm himself, doesn't he? He needs to calm himself and use the blatant speed he has, and just march back forward towards Lauritsen and Patel. It's a 4-second gap though, and we're halfway through this race. That's quite a big gap to get back, so Benito may find he may not get a bit further up the field, and that's going to be a big shock game. Not what we expected at all.
Well, no,
of course, it's qualifying to put him in trouble.
Well, for sure. And you know what? I think this is definitely probably a change of pace for Benito, seeing as he's an iRacing driver. Getting used to the way the cars react.
He must be sick of Peaceful right now.
Oh no!
More code on the back of that car. Tap, 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 tap.
I don't know who this Resimulator is, but I'm not sure I like him right now.
Neither do I. Oh, Benito's so wide. There we go. Is this for opportunity? Benito goes back across the right. He's in a pit lane. He's in a pit lane. Oh, he got forced. I pushed him out of the way. Almost sideways and around. Peaceful's through. Oh, how did they both survive that? I've got no idea.
This is fantastic stuff. I mean, this is good racing. This is great stuff. Benito, Wissam Muller. These two guys are obviously starting off this season with a rivalry between the two of them.
What a bit of contact.
No respect to reputations, is he? Sorry, Liam.
I said a bit of contact in towards turn 1. Let's see what Benito can do here. They need to just switch in places so quickly now. And again, I'm sure that's a little bit of a push to pass, maybe. And he's definitely got a lot more momentum going into turn 2. He's got to be careful. I think he's running these out a little bit too quickly. Maybe here's like he's going to be a bit careful. You don't know what Wissam Muller's got in the tank right now.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt this battle here. Talberg is now 2.9 seconds.
I was just about to go to that, yeah, just as we go away from this.
He's almost on the back of Nilsson. This is exactly what I was saying. This is typical Iceman form where he is fast, but he doesn't really put it all out there at the start. He was, just when I mentioned that on lap 13, he was almost a second, he's gained a second in 2 laps on Jack Keithley, as Keithley seems to be a little bit inconsistent with his lap times. He did a 1:11.9, then a 1:11.5, and then another 1:11.9.
But remember that there's the push to pass in there as well, so maybe that's giving an extra 4 tenths on that lap, so maybe 11.9 is pace. Oh, he almost hit the back there of Nielsen, did Talbot, lost a little bit of ground. But what's happening here is Nielsen's losing ground to Keithley. The gap between Keithley and Nielsen's 1.8 just a few laps ago. Now it's 2.3, and Talbot is catching Keithley and Nielsen, of course.
Yes, he is.
So that's what's happening there. As I think Nielsen had a push to pass there. It looked like it was mega fast along that straight. It was like a speeding bullet.
Like a shot of steroids. Well, also, if you look back, Butcher has actually lost some time. He is now behind Toby Davis.
He has, yeah.
And now this is a group of 4 or 5 cars.
So something's happened here, hasn't it? Because Sorensen was very close to Talbot. Sorensen moved up there, but Sorensen was close to Talbot. And Talbot was pulling away, of course, from Sorensen. But it was only maybe 2 seconds it should be. But now look at the gap, it's 7 seconds. I think Butcher and Sorensen have had a bit of a kerfuffle, and those two aren't a kerfuffle. I could use a much straighter word, couldn't I? It's a bit gay, that. Anyway, bit of a scrabble for positions, and we know Butcher and Sorensen don't exactly like to take prisoners on track. They don't give any quarter, and they don't like it whenever anybody offends them in the slightest. They get a bit hot-headed. So, and Davies is now taking advantage of that. Got past his co-founder, Chris Butcher, now up into 5th, and of course that's allowed Patel and Lawrence to join the battle. So we've got a 5-car battle for 4th position, and I saw Patel is loving this because he's got past Lawrenson, just pulled away from him, but now he's catching this group, but that might put him under attack from Lawrenson once again.
Well, and also just ahead, Talberg is now right on the back of Nilsson at only a 0.2 second gap for the 2nd spot, and he's 2.5 back of Keithley. Now this is just a matter of time as Talberg can actually now very clearly see the yellow Precision Motorsports car of Jack Keithley, and that is where he wants to be. Start the season off with a race win. That's the best way to get yourself set up for a championship run. And
here we go! Here we go! There's a bit of a mistake! Almost went free. Give a bit of a tap. Sorry to interrupt there, but that was Nielsen's small mistake there, and he can pass to that corner, but you have to be extremely brave and extremely trusting of the guy in front. Doesn't turn across you as well. And I had seen both sides of the coin last season at this particular track. You can make a great pass there, and you feel like a Superman when you do it. But when it doesn't happen, you end up just in a big mess.
There's a lot of tire smoke coming off from Nilsson's car. That's season 2 champion right there, Tommy Nilsson. And Talberg, as I said, that he's definitely making a championship run. We did discuss that, seeing as he's already wrapped up the WTM championship. This would be a big deal for him if he could get himself set up with a win or 2 good finishes here and set up a very good championship run, especially among such high-quality racers in the championship.
Oh, push the pass. Here we go. Here's the push the pass. I can see it gaining out. You can see it there, couldn't you, Liam? It's gaining out the corner immediately. And he's got a sweet pass into turn 2. And that's Talbot up into 2nd. Oh, it's gone deep, though. It's gone deep. He's going to hold it. He's going to hold it. He's going to hold it. Nielsen's let it go through, I think, also as well. Didn't challenge too hard there, did he? And now Talbot needs to make a bit of a gap so that Nielsen can't get back at him on. He's obviously on the staggered push-to-pass strategy at the moment. Many drivers end up being on the same strategy.
He's half a second ahead already.
Yeah, he's pulled away straight away. 2.6 seconds now the gap to Keithley with 9 laps to go at the end of this one.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Talbot is looking extremely easy to competitive right now, but I reckon he was lining that push to pass move up for quite some time. You never know what goes on inside the head of Jesper Tolberg, but he was just looking like it was pretty planned. He zoomed out straight away. There's no second thoughts, no looking back, just got straight in there, job done. Now it's just taken 4/10 out of Jack Keith as they come across the start side. It was 2.6, it's now 2.2, he's got 6/10. Back to Tommy Nilsson, so he's really flying at the moment, and we're just not too many laps to go either, only 8 laps to go, which is really going to start getting
Well, let's see
tense.
if Nilsson...
It's gonna, I just reckon, I mean, obviously Keith, you predicted that Jack Keith got pole position. You may have predicted the race winner here as well, because Tolberg is flying right now, and Toby Davis has got other ideas of flying as he tries to fly past Lasse Sorensen, but Lasse obviously having second thoughts about letting that happen. Coming down
push the passes here, he's got a split as well.
Here he goes up the inside, got to be careful not to go too deep. That's very deep.
Oh, it's very
almost
deep.
on the
Too
grass.
deep.
And yeah, not enough there. And he's got to be careful. Butcher though is almost a bit of really gun support there, holding on Mohamed Patel for now. But Davis, every time one of these moves doesn't work, will get a little bit more frustrated, and that can accumulate. And we know what happens when drivers get frustrated.
And it looks like Benito and Wiesenmuller are locked in a massive battle. Benito's got back past Wiesenmuller, of course, but they're not gaining at all on the guys ahead, of course, because they're involved in their own little battle for 9th place. They might have worked together, but of course, Wiesenmuller's tapped at the back. Benito over and over again. He's going to have to calm that down, because he's going to be in trouble, just keeping a bit too aggressive there, it seems. And Benito, he's struggling with that corner, it seems. Always making mistakes, getting sideways. But now he's just able to pull away from Wiesenmuller and get it away from that area. Nascimento has disappeared from the top 16, look. Sene is now in that 11th place. Where has Nascimento gone? There is his teammate Sene. Nascimento is in 30th. Something has happened very badly to Nascimento. He's had a big crash somewhere, it seems. Tim Menace back to 20th. He's not gained many positions at all since that altercation that took off part of his bodywork. And Nielsen's out the race on Arato as well, look. We've got Van der Velde, Simmons and Navarro. Not all of these drivers are one lap down, by the way. It's just the way the timing zones work. But probably, I would say Nascimento's probably a lap down. But back at the front of the field, not gaining isn't Tolberg and Keith, but still 2.5 seconds. And there is 7 laps to go at the end of this. Oh, and in the background there's Åkerlund there, spinning right in front of Tommy Nielsen. Åkerlund's there, just getting back on track. See in the background, there he is. He comes back on, he's going to come out ahead of Van der Ven. Not Van der Ven, it's Andy Van der Velde, number 16. And here is the best battle on track right now. This is battle for 4th place.
Oh, look at this train. This is a beautiful sight.
And Lauritsen is losing gaps, losing track of this battle, by the way. Back down to a 4-car battle, really, rather than 5. Lauritsen's off the back of it, look. He's 1.7 seconds back. Look, if you look from Lauritsen's car, there is the battle. It's quite a way ahead.
He's just going to really try and capitalise on opportunities there, because there could be some fireworks. Just look at the sheer aggression we're going to see now. Of course, we've only got a few more laps to go, so tensions are going to rise, and maybe a few signs of desperation will start kicking in.
And lap cars ahead as well, guys. Look at lap cars ahead of these guys.
Look, Patel's on a push.
Look at Patel, yeah, around the outside. That's very risky indeed. I think he's got that sign to deliver. Now he should have momentum to brake a bit earlier. They lock the brakes a little bit. And oh my goodness!
Davis down the inside. Goodness me!
Davis!
Oh,
that's heroic if he can
guys,
make it stick.
I want to make it through this night. I don't want to have a half attack, please.
I think I almost just lost my whole heart entirely there. That was incredible. How he tried to make that dive, just wasn't to be though. But a big switch there for Davis. In the background, but Patel makes the move stick as they approach some traffic there. Butcher still has his sights set on Lasse Sorensen. It's got to be said though, guys, Lasse Sorensen has done a sterling job out there this afternoon.
He somehow kept that 4th place. I've got no idea how, because he's been under pressure for lap after lap after lap. Of course, he's allowed Tolberg to get past, and Nielsen is now 7.4 seconds off the lead of this race. His race setup has not worked in the slightest. Look, he was close to keeping it early on, but has just lost ground after ground after ground. And Twister are not having a good start this season, because they're in 3rd, 6th and 9th at the moment. And of course, Danny Asbury is in 12th. I'm not sure where Peter Burlak is. By the way, he's back in 30th at the moment.
I was noticing that in qualifying. We didn't really even give him any point notice. And Peter Burlak is he's the World Trophy, I believe, champion.
World Trophy champion this year in FSR, and he dominated that championship. I'm not quite sure what's happened to him. Maybe not enough time to practice. Maybe taking this competition a bit too lightly. But he's way back in 30th, which is not the kind of position that you would expect an FSR champion, whatever division it is in, to be in.
I really need to try and maybe learn something from this. Of course, he does have a second chance to prove himself. You've got another race after this one, so when you thought the action was coming to an end, it's only just begun. We'll see what Peter can do in the second race of the afternoon, but it's surprisingly still a very
and
good
just an indication, sorry. Look who's behind Petar Burlak. Jack Keithley, he's about to go a lap down at this rate. Petar Burlak is going to be lapped.
Petar Burlak is actually already a lap down.
There's not already a lap down, no he's not.
Oh, he's not.
That's the timing, remember?
Yep.
Yep.
You're right.
And he's just got Jack Keithley just behind you. If you go on board with Keithley, they can see in the distance there, that is Burlak. It's a horrible performance for Petar, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's the opposite end of the field compared to where he wants to be. There is your race leader. The gap between himself and Jesper Tolberg is up to 2.8 seconds now, so a further 6/10 have been added since we've last checked. Further 8/10 now, so that's a 3.0, and Tolberg is slowly losing ground to the formidable Jack Keithley, to say the least. He's done a great job so far. Well, he can see if he can try and maintain that momentum. You can see Butcher talking of momentum, a great move there. He's finally got past Lasse Sorensen. He's down to P5 now though, but he's fighting back with everything he's got, everything that can't allow him to. He's ducking and diving, weaving, trying to find a move around Chris Butcher, but it's just not happening right now. He's just going to try and give it all he's got, but Chris, I think, has got that one signed, sealed, delivered as they come in towards the final section of the circuit. Because a great move there by Chris, who's been looking for it for a long time, but it just goes to show good things come to those who wait. You can see in the background Toby Davis opens up on Mohamed Patel around the outside, and here though, still not giving up, is Lasse Sorensen, but he just doesn't have enough momentum yet. And these four guys split into two groups of two now, so battles all over the field. Up the inside he goes into turn one, and Chris Butcher very sensibly closing that one off. Now Sorensen trying to hope that he goes deep, but he doesn't. Very well held there by Chris Butcher, and into the slipstream he goes. But just behind them, Toby Davis still can't get past Mohamed Patel. So these four guys, both THR drivers, caught up in amazing battles, as Patel's part of that car gallantly in the middle there, debating whether to let Davis have the inside or no. He decides not to, and Davis kind of stuck for choice. Around the outside he goes, but just trying to find a move now. As we say, time is desperately running out. They've got to try and start thinking outside the box now. I wonder how far they're willing to think without smashing that box in half. Let's see what Wiesenmüller can do here though. Benito up to P9, so he's got past Wiesenmüller, and looking on to Lawrenson, which is a bit too far away at the moment, but nonetheless, to be down in 20th after one spot, up to P9, still a good showing from him. As you can see, Toby Davis
is off the track. Davis is off the track there, guys. He's challenged Patel, I believe. I've said this before, haven't I? This is the corner we can go. Oh, we're going to get a bit of the replay, but not all of it, unfortunately. And yes, that's exactly what it is. He's come back and he's sliding across. I think what's happened is he's made a move into that turn. I was talking about it earlier, wasn't I? It feels like Superman when it comes off, but when it doesn't come off, it's a big mess, and that's what's happened. Davis is now back down to 8th. Look, he was in 5th just a few laps ago. He's back down to 8th, and he's got Enzo Benito right behind him. Suddenly, Benito has a chink of light to get another position. I thought he was stuck in 9th, but there is Toby Davis. And we've got 4 different teams in the top 4, guys. There was talk of Twisted dominating, talk of Precision Motorsport just winning every single race. We talk of THR on the downturn, talk of What Racing coming through.
Just was off on the back there as Keithley went by there. But the gap between Benito and Davis is only half a second at this point in time, so Benito could possibly take a top 8 finish here if he can get by Davis.
So now we've actually gone back to having 3 teams in the top 4 because Butcher's got back past Sorensen and taken that 4th place. This battle is just raging on. That's a great performance, you know, from Sorensen and Butcher.
Oh,
they both performed superbly. But across the field, guys. Sorry to interrupt, but Jack Keithley is Season 1 champion WSS. Tommy Nielsen is Season 2 champion WSS. In between them is the 4 times Touring Pro Series champion Jesper Tolberg. And for all the talk of these outsiders coming in and destroying the field here, it's just not happened, has it, Keith? It has not happened. They have been destroyed themselves pretty much.
It's a tough field. It takes a lot of preparation. It's nothing to be taken lightly. This is definitely the pinnacle of touring car virtual racing anywhere. I mean, there's really no other platform where you can put this many guys on the track and race this closely.
What a move that by Sorensen, by the way. Sorry to interrupt, that was a superb move by Sorensen, right around the outside. Let's watch that on replay. That is worthy of a replay.
This is highlight. There's a push to pass, goes to the outside. And he just timed it just right to turn it. And you know what? Hats off to Butcher for giving him some room. He's trying to. He's holding the camber, but beautiful, beautiful car control from Sorensen, and that is exactly what you need to do to take a spot from a guy like Chris Butcher.
And now we're back to live action, and Chris Butcher is wanting that spot back once again, and it's allowing Patel to come forward. Of course, Patel qualified in second. He dropped back to 8th early on after a bit of aggression early on from several drivers, and Lauritsen is back in 7th. Toby Davis is in 8th at the moment. Benito is not pressuring him, so Benito is a little bit riled in this race. So maybe he's got some tyre wear, some tyres have overheated. Sorensen back down the inside of Chris Butcher. Chris Butcher was ahead of him for a split second then, but Butcher back down the inside, and now Butcher on the push to pass. Going to go sweeping around the outside. This is final lap, of course. Sorensen is going to have to yield to Chris Butcher there. Sorensen's got around about 5 corners left to try and get back past and make it 4 teams in the top 4. Sorensen right down the inside. And Butcher's holding it this time around. He knows that move around the outside of Sorensen, so he did the same move himself pretty much and held it. Sorensen right now trying to come down around the outside. Butcher holding inside still. Here comes Patel as well, but at the front of the field we've got Jesper Tolborg and Jack Keithley. Jack Keithley is going to win the opening race of the season. He will be absolutely delighted. He comes across the line. Precision Motorsports win the race. Second place to Jesper Tolborg. Third place to, of course, Tom Nielsen, our reigning champions. He's slightly disappointed by that, but it's still a solid result as this battle still rages on, and Butcher somehow held it as the tail of Sorensen wags as they come across the line. Who's going to take it? It's going to be Butcher. Butcher from Sorensen from Patel as quickly as that. 7th place is going to be Lauritsen. 8th is Toby Davis. Disappointingly for Benito, 9th, but a good fight back to the field nonetheless. 10th is Robert Wiesenmuller.
Wow, absolutely incredible.
12th Asprey.
Yeah.
And 13th, Simon Kilo.
This was class racing, and that's the only way to describe it. This was phenomenal. These guys showed a lot of composure. I really didn't see anything overly questionable as you've got the other precision bend testing coming across the line. These guys really put on a good show. That's the best way to put it. It was great to see 40 cars on track and nothing really out of the ordinary.
So that's a great start to the season. Hopefully that continues, and not a good race really for Interlagos Motorsport. 11th, 22nd for Lotfi, who's apparently faster than Mr. Alexandre Sene, and that's something we did not expect to see. 23rd in the end for Eric Strawn. Only 20 people get points, by the way, so Chris Hack gets the final point, so Van der Ven gets the point as well. Tim Mender 21st after all that. Very unfortunate for Tim Mender.
He was up to 8th at one point, wasn't he?
He was, and he was involved in that. And when the Nascimento went off and all concertinated up and a bit of contact and round he went, and unfortunate for him. 24th for Heinz Petzold, 25th for Maduzewski, 26th for Slavomir Judek. He's debutant in the TPS also. 27th for Nascimento, 28th for Ray Lilly, 29th for Petar Burlak, 30th for Paolo Tempera. It takes a while to go through the field here, sorry guys. 31st for Ryan Walker, 32nd for Jonathan Aukerklint, 33rd for Andy van der Velde, 34th for Dave Simmons, and 35th for Ivan Navarro. We did lose a few guys. We lost Anders Nielsen, we lost Honorato, we lost Cervic. We also, look at the front of that car, number 77, Tamas Fott, absolutely destroyed. And we also lost number 7, James Johnson, early on. So
we do have one more race coming up.
We do have one more race coming up.
Another 27 laps of this. And do you now a question for you guys? What do you think these guys are going to do to adjust their strategy? I mean, Tolberg obviously could have afforded to be a little further up in qualifying, but do you think Nilsson's going to be doing any drastic changes here?
I don't think he will. I think he'll just try and keep the strategy he's got. He did a very good job. You're not forgetting, yes, he'll be slightly disappointed, but Keithley, I don't think, had that raw pace there, and he secured it really after the opening corner and just never looked back since. But obviously race 2 is a very different playing field. We've got another qualifying session, so maybe there's a few issues during qualifying for him we should have to see, but maybe a different approach to qualifying. But in terms of race setup, I think it'll be too late to risk anything too drastic, because if you do something in the car which you don't like and it handles differently, then it can cause more chaos than it can good things. Really, the saying goes, jumping out of the pan into the fire, and that's the last thing you want to do in a series as competitive as this. So one little mistake, as we saw earlier, can cost you up to around 10 or 12 positions.
For sure. It's great to see a lot of these new guys come in and actually see that there's quality racing here. And I mean, for anybody who is tuned in for this race that has never watched a Touring Pro Series event, we do try to put on the best broadcasts as possible. We take pride in putting on a good show, good racing. And if you're watching this for the first time, make sure this isn't the last time you watch, because we have 6 leagues that we are running consistently on a regular basis. So there's never a shortage of action. And if you'd like to catch up on hundreds and hundreds of hours of our live broadcasts, all you have to do is go to youtube.com/TouringProSeries, subscribe, and you will never miss one moment of the action.
Definitely. And sorry to interrupt there, Liam. We're going to go to the second race now in just a couple of minutes. So we'll be back with the qualifying for that second race just after this video. Enjoy.
User joined your channel.
Hello and welcome back to this first round of the third season of the WSS. We're going to the second qualifying now, and everyone's just going out on track. We saw a great race there, didn't we, Keith and Liam? That was a fantastic race and a great performance from Tommy Nielsen and Precision Motorsports. Tommy Nielsen. Jack Keithley, sorry, should I say. I was just kicking Tommy Nielsen on the track, just as I was saying that. And here we are now in that qualifying, and great performance from Jack Keithley. Great performance from Jesper Torborg. Great performance from Tommy Nielsen.
Yeah, really exceptional performances all round for those three, of course. Well, we never expected anything less, really. Of course, you do have these new teams there, but he's still position versus Twister in that battle. Reigning champion Tommy Nielsen. Take a look at him now. We'll really be able to see if he can get a little bit more out of this qualifying session. He wants to find more, but none more so than that man right there. You just saw Enzo Benito, who started so well into the warm-up sessions. He got to qualifying, and he just didn't quite get it qualifying. He got his way back through the field after an incident in turn one, so hopefully for him, history doesn't repeat itself. But for Keithley, he'll be hoping the opposite. And if he could take 2 wins from 2 here, that'll replicate what Ivar Kalamis did last season here at Jacarepagua, and it would be a little recurring thing here in the World Supertech Series. And of course, remember that championship did come down to the wire, and with the field being so competitive, who knows what can happen in race 2, but the drivers will be a little bit fatigued now, and maybe a little bit more momentum, a little bit of energy drained. So we're just looking to try and recuperate that. Do they go for it, take it a bit easier? Do they go for it harder? What do they kind of do in this scenario? I mean, both of you guys have raced these sort of types of races. How do you approach a second qualifying session? Do you go for it harder and put more effort in, or
it's
do you just
really
kind of
difficult.
cool down?
Well, here's something to point out. Just what you're talking about, Benito, who struggled in the previous qualifying, just let the entire field, all these cars go through him. Now the pace of the guys in front are fairly good, but what he's done now is he's put himself in a spot where he's around other cars. That's not what you need. You need to get a banker clean lap in to start, and then try to do some tactics. But right now, he's out there running amongst other cars. And I don't, is that Asbury or is that?
It's 95. That's Burlack.
That's Burlack. Okay, so but Burlack didn't have the pace, so this isn't the right approach to this qualifying, in my opinion. I mean, he may have something else in mind. He might have got a good draft there, but he also has cars out front of him. He may get a clean lap here, but Benito needs to really get a decent lap in the 10s, and then if he wants to try to go further up than that, which we've seen his pace, then he needs to try to use some tactics, drafting, whatever. But if he's banking an 11.5 like he did the last time, he's going to be in the same boat as he was the last race.
Absolutely. He's not purple so far in this. Enter Benito. Jesper Torbok, sorry, is purple. Half a tenth up on Toby Davis. Not quite sure. It's all updating as we speak at the moment. So let's see Enzo Benito's lap time across. It's 11.6. That's not a good banker at all for him.
That was pretty close.
You were pretty close indeed. And Jesper Torbok across the line now. He's got a 10.8. So that's a good banker for him. Just behind Alexander Lauritsen, who's the fastest guy so far. Team Walk. Hunting his packs once again. We saw this in the ATCC. Toby Davis is now purple through that first sector than Lauritsen. So what can he do here? The second qualifying is very difficult. Just get back to your point, Lee. We didn't actually answer the question in the end. It's very difficult second qualifying because you've just done the qualifying and everything feels, you know, fresh tyres. Everything just start a race. And everything feels you've got fresh tyres, everything else, and then you come to the next qualifying. You've had worn tyres, of course. You've been racing 27 laps. You get to qualifying, and suddenly you've got this huge amount of grip, and it is absolutely impossible when it's Superpole, for example, in Clio's. You've got these massive amounts of grip suddenly. You kind of have to recalibrate your brain and just try and remember what it was like back when you were practicing all those days ago, because you've got suddenly lots and lots of grip and no time and no laps to even get yourself into a groove get used to that particular bit of grip. But obviously here they've got 10 minutes. They've got 2 or 3 or maybe 4 runs to make sure they get back into that groove. And just as we're talking about the groove, Enzo Benito goes into third with a 10.877. So he's improved already.
Does a 10.440, the fastest lap we've seen.
Crazy.
Insane.
That is crazy.
That is it's insane lap. We haven't seen a time that fast. We have not, except for Lauritsen earlier on, who was a little bit inside the race boundaries. But I believe Sorensen actually had did he have the draft of Lauritsen on that lap?
I can't remember. I think they were in that order, you know.
Were they? Okay,
down that straight. I don't think he actually had the draft.
That is a cracking. He did a 29.3 in Sector 1, which is the fastest I've seen anybody go. So
we've got Mohamed Patel.
Benito up into third, 10.8. We've seen the pace of Benito. Well done.
Yep, it was 10.8 just before Sorensen went over across the line with 10.4. And we got Honorato off the track, missing all his front end of his car as well. Patel goes across the line and does not improve. 11.4 there. What has Benito got? He's going personal best. He's still 3/10 off Sorensen, though.
Oh,
no, 3/10 off Sorensen. It's still puts him in second place right now.
That is a cracking lap.
Keithley has done a 10.8. Nielsen an 11.0.
Really is picking up the pace. Now there is Benito coming to the line 11 flat. It's not good enough, but a much better time, however, compared to his qualifying session 1 time. He's up there in third, but just look at the guys who are on the front row of the grid at the moment. Sorensen, I don't think anyone's going to top that unless there is some sort of miracle. If someone dips into the 10.3s, I'll happily gift them some money, because that'll be just an incredible feat. And then, but just behind him,
gift them some money. It could be anything. It could be 1p, Liam. That's not much of a gift.
Depends how far under they go.
It's amazing how different this qualifying is, because Keithley was on top of the board pretty well right away, and he's sitting at a 10.89. So I mean, the air of where these guys are going to be racing, and if Keithley's back in 5th, this is going to be a completely different race from what we saw in race
1-2 right now.
Yeah.
I would doubt it would stay that way because we've got a 10-8 in second place, and we expect that to be beaten by plenty of these drivers. Burlak is in 14th. Apparently in the last race, Burlak was a little bit unkind to Burlak in the last race. Of course, he was hoping for more. We're maybe a little bit harsh. He did have an incident with James Johnson early on, apparently, which ended James Johnson's race. I don't know quite sure what happened to Johnson, and Burlak also was involved in that. Looked like he had damage earlier on as well.
Yeah,
but he certainly wasn't in the area that we expect him to be in qualifying anyway.
Burlak, I think he qualified in 18th, and I was going to point that out when we were just before we were going through the warm-up, but we ran out a little time there. But he's up into 14th now, which puts him in the group of Kilo, Tusting, Asbury, Wiesenmuller within like a couple tenths. So we could probably see him show some race form here if he can keep that spot, or maybe move up a little further in the grid.
So Asbury's on a personal best here. What does he do? Goes 7th ahead of his teammate
nice
Patel. So we've got 6, 7, and 8.
Oh, I just saw in the background.
Keithley into 2. Sorry, go on, Keith.
Sorry, I just saw Ben Tusting get in, or sorry, it was 2 of the Twister guys got into it with each other. Asbury and I believe Benito got into it just coming out of turn 1. They clipped each other, getting a little too close, trying those tactics.
So Benito and Burlak, I think, because they've been hunted together, haven't they? They've come back out on track now, so they must have. Someone's hit all the cones off the side of the track as well.
I hate
and
those
Keithley
cones.
now is going personal best. He's on a 5.9, by the way. Lawrence
he's up in second.
Lawrence, look at that lap!
Oh, wow!
No, it's not. Oh, sorry.
You got me all excited, Callan.
I apologise to everybody at home.
Oh, Callan.
I thought it was a 10.209. It was a 11.209.
Oh, look at these guys.
To everybody there. Anyway,
We
now
gotta see
they're
some
going
air
for this
there,
draft
boys.
here.
Gotta see some air. That is.
Drafting is legal.
Drafting is legal. Bump drafting is not.
Bump drafting is not illegal. It's not legal even. I'll get my words out eventually. And Sorensen's been pushed around this track right now. Can Sorensen improve? Sorensen inside the grass there also. It's a little bit naughty here from Walk Racing. You need to calm it down a little bit. Just pull it back just that 1%.
These guys are taking a page out of the go-karter's handbook, because when you're nose to tail, that's just where you're making up a little bit of time. And these guys are. I did see a little bit of air to give them to give them note there, but unfortunately, if they are bump drafting, it is in the rules, the TPS rules. There is no bump drafting. However, drafting is legal.
Yeah, it's pretty impossible not to draft, isn't it? I'm behind a person. I must pull out.
Yeah,
I can't get a draft.
Move over.
Chris Butcher is in 9th now.
Ooh, okay.
Wiesenmuller was just going across the line there. There he is. He's still in 8th. So we've got Danny Asbury in 7th. We've got Wiesenmuller there. Tommy Nielsen is in 6th right now, so he's going to have to improve. Mohammed Patel is going to come across the line. He's in 10th at the moment. What can he do? He qualified 2nd, remember. He's still in 10th. He has improved, but not by enough.
Are you
and Tommy goes to 8th. Benito's going purple, by the way.
Benito's purple. Benito is purple on Sorensen's 10.440. So if he can pull this off, he might even slot in between Sorensen and Keithley, and we would see what Benito has as Keithley comes across the line here to see it, not on a personal best or anything, but let's see what he's got. And a 10.8, not any better. But Benito,
he's 2/10 down now. Look, 2/10 down.
He's still an 8. He's still 1.81 up on his own time. So this could slot him into 3rd, just ahead of Lordson in behind Keithley. Big time, huge. It makes all the difference for these rolling starts too. Track position as he comes around the final corner up to the start-finish line. Benito's looking to slot into 3rd ahead of Lordson. Can he do it? Going to be a 10.
To the right though.
He
does it anyway.
He's done it. So he's done it down into 3rd, just ahead of Lordson, and in behind Keithley.
So the fact that Sorensen's 2nd sector is so quick is going to raise some suspicions from the teams, definitely, because they were complaining about their particular tactics through that 2nd sector in practice. So hopefully that's all above board. Nothing's gone wrong there. But Nielsen will not start anywhere higher than the 6th. Look.
Wow.
Our reigning champion,
Patel
3rd place.
Patel
up to 5th.
slots into 5th, so it's going to be 7th
9 seconds.
for Nielsen.
But Jesper Torborg's in 6th, by the way, as well. So Nielsen's down to 7th. Torborg's only 6th.
Oh,
Burlak
is purple. Burlak is purple.
What on earth's going on there?
16th. Let's see. Let's
Torborg's purple as well. He's got traffic.
Oh, Burlak. Well, that was through Sector 1. Sector 2 is where we were just saying that there might be some questions. But Burlak is now looking to. This will definitely pull him up the grid if he can keep it together. He's 4/10 off right now, but that'll still slot him in somewhere in the top 8.
Completely.
Yeah, you need to close the second.
He's cut right over the grass, actually. You can cut over the grass and still stay legal there. And you have to do that. And Torborg is now not green or purple either.
No,
this lap is going away for Burlak.
No, this lap is gone, but it's still his personal best. Is he going to move up at all? get a little better starting spot. Still
Nope.
16th. So no, he
Improves,
loses it all.
but not not by enough.
Look
And
at the difference.
Is Tolborg now? No, Tolborg's back in the pits. Everyone's back in the pits. That's it. Sorensen has pole. His first ever TPS pole, I believe, if I recall correctly.
It is. It is, and that is there is 12 cars. Oh, sorry, 11 cars in the 10s this time around. So that is, it shows that the pace has stepped up. This is going to be a totally different race. All the viewers at home, be ready for fireworks here.
Definitely.
Yeah, just
But
thinking
look,
as
look at
well,
the difference there, Liam. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking. I mean, I was saying to you earlier, wasn't I, about the qualifying, how do you approach it? But this is completely shaken up. The only real man to kind of maintain that sort of continuity there is really Jack Keithley, still in P2. And of course, look, I mean, last time he started on the front row of the grid, he took the lead into turn 1 and really just went on from there. But of course, he's got a different competitor next to him this time in terms of Lasse Sorensen. Enzo Benito up in third, so finally getting that momentum shifting there, and he's the lead Twister car. So he's going to be carrying a lot of momentum, a lot of courage, and team morale will be lying on the shoulders of the young Italian. Mohamed Patel starts 5th, and Jesper Tolberg down in P6. The uncharacteristic there from the Iceman. Tommy Nilsson, championship winner, starts 7th. The great performance ever from Danny Asprey to get into 8th place. So very kudos to him. And Activite starts 15th. Burliak has a better qualifying in P16, tossing up to 14th. But again, a very, very varied top 15 there, guys. So that's very, very for the qualifying session. Lord only knows what to expect in the next half an hour or so.
Well, apologise if we did that entire session without any game sounds. I do apologise for that completely. Hopefully we did not do that, but if we did, big slap on the wrist for me. I do apologise for that. We made the entire
taking a page out of my book, Ryan.
Apologies for that. That's unacceptable, really. But we have got game sounds now, so you can hear these beautiful V8 supercars. It's all about the time, qualifying. Honest, trying to minimise my guilt. Anyway, Sorensen and Keithley are on the front row of that grid. We can run through the grid quickly now, actually. We've run through the top 15 there, Liam. We're going to run through the rest of it for us.
Yeah, it will be a pleasure. So there you can see the top 15 there. Clarence Sorensen getting a good pull, but onto the rest of the field then. Peter Burliak rounds out, starts the top 16. Nato Nascimento down in 17th in front of James Johnson. Both of those guys would love to be a bit higher up than that one. As with Eric Strachan, Heinz Petzold starts in P20th. Davy van der Ven, P21 in front of David Yin, and Tim Mende had a great start last race. We're looking to try and do much the same this race. Dino Paolini starts in 24th in front of Chris Hack and Felix Hansen. Anders Nilsson down in 27th. That's very uncharacteristic from him. We'll see what he can do during the race. Daniel Lofty just behind him in P28 in front of Jonathan Otterklint. Jonathan Ockerklint, to beg your pardon there. Thomas Mandzuski in 30th position. Scott Cervic. Ryan Walker up into 32nd there. Judek in 33rd. Tempera in 34th. Van der Velde in 35th. Ethan Navarro in 36th position in front of Ray Lilly. Honorato in P38. Dave Simmons rounds out the runners in P39. So I've got Tamas Foth will start 40th position. So
Tamas Foth decided he wants to be in the action as well. I want to be on the page. So Tamas obviously not able to set a lap time now.
Varies. Say the thought. I mean, you may as well just throw a blanket over that entire top 20 and chuck them round. As Keith said, the top 11 cars all within the 1 minute 10. If they can maintain that pace going in race 2, you're going to see a very different race from race 1. A lot of these different series where you see 2 very short sprint races, if you will. The second race tends to be a lot more aggressive, a lot more adrenaline filled, because the first race you kind of find your feet, you learn what's what, where to pass, where not to pass, where the best defensive line is, and maybe for the new guys in this series, what your main competitors for this championship act, how they will defend, where they will try and overtake you, what kind of mind games will they use on you. Whereas the second race, you've got all that knowledge, then you apply it, then you go all out assault package. You want to finish as high as you can. This is your last chance to get a good result here at Jacarepagua. You want to make it last, make a name for yourself, and this second race is going to be one to go down in the history book.
Oh, for sure. And actually, just a quick note. I did catch in the in-game chat that Jack Keithley is claiming that he was the reason Lasse Sorensen qualified on pole, because Keithley was apparently just ahead of him and provided with Sorensen with the perfect toe to get that lap. So Keithley's trying to take a little bit of credit for that lap of Sorensen's, but it's well done to him.
Either way, even if you get the draft, you still have to put the rest of the lap together, don't you?
Oh, for sure. No, definitely.
So it's, you know, for whatever reason, he might have got an extra bit of a bit of performance, but you still got to put the rest of the lap together, and if you don't, then you don't get the pole position. There's no point, you could be Ryan Callan and get a draft and still not get pole position.
No predictions, guys. Let's start with you, Callan.
I'm going to go with Keith again. I think I've got to go with Keith again. Keith is the only proven, really, race winner in the top, like, 4 or 5 for this qualifying. We've got Benito, of course, in third. So it's going to be between Keith and Benito, I believe. But, of course, we've got Walk first and fourth, so it's not a nice sandwich. I'm sure they're not appreciating being in that sandwich, Keith and Benito.
What about you, Liam? Who are you calling?
I'm still going to stay with Enzo purely because, I mean, I think on paper you've got to say either Jack Keithley or one of the walk cars, maybe Sorensen, to get himself up there. I mean, we saw what, of course, both of those guys could do in race 1. They really did impress the world. They came in there with an authority and they stamped it all over it. They really kind of maybe shocked a few drums as a were again. Didn't expect them to fight back that hard once the move had been made. But I think on paper I would just love to see a massive battle for the lead, and there'd be no better man to try and get himself in there, shake things up with the previous champion than Enzo Benito.
Well,
of course, we saw great battles last race. We didn't actually see a battle for the lead at all, did we, Keith? So
no,
that would be
no,
something nice to see here. If we got a battle for the lead, that would be even more crazy because we had so much before.
It's going to bunch the people up because Sorensen being on pole with Keithley there. Keithley knows that Sorensen's got pace, but he also knows that he does fall off a little bit because Keithley's overall race pace was so much better. But they both know that. Sorensen's going to fight to keep position. Keithley's going to want to get by soon. This could cause a bunch up and keep the top 5 guys very close, which would also essentially mean that the guys in 3rd, 4th, 5th have the ability to push to pass and go through. And this is going to be a completely different dynamic in this race. I can't wait. I didn't predict, though. I'm going to go on a limb and say in Talberg.
Talborg, okay, Talborg's back in 6th on the grid, so you have to come forward through the field once again. Perhaps his qualifying letting him down here today. Fastest in this qualifying session so far is Tommy Nielsen, and he's hopefully sorted out his problems. We're going to start back in 7th place, the reigning champion. 3rd place in race 1, going to be 7th place, starting grid for race 2 also. For those guys who are not sure what's happening right now, we're watching guys drive around the track. This is warm-up session, if you just joined us.
Sorry, Lasse Sorensen has left the game. He disconnected. Oh, he just made it in time. He literally joined at the 11th hour.
He's not. He's not on the grid.
I see him. Lasse Sorensen has entered the game.
He's back in 41st though.
He joined late, so he will not be able to take his spot. There's nothing can be done.
So Lasse, dearie me, that was his pole, and he's now back at the back of the grid. What on earth happened there? Unless they get sorted out by the admins, of course. We'll have to wait and see.
Unless he drives through to the front. Can he drive through to the front? I believe.
I don't think it's going to be allowed to happen.
It seems like a shame because he is in the server and he did qualify pole, and it is a rolling start. So maybe perhaps we could allow that to.
Lauritsen's car very strange there.
Yeah, so I thought it almost hit Benito there for a little bit as well. It was a little bit strange, but round the formation lap they go.
I will be right back. Okay. Be right back, gentlemen.
So here we go, and you can see Benito trying to get vigorous feet into those tyres. He knows what's at stake here. This really is his main proving ground today, and he wants to try and go out with a bang. He's got a prime chance to prove to himself and to Twister that he can race in touring cars and not just the open wheelers, and he's on the perfect stage to do it. Lauritsen in walk racing has impressed the world this afternoon. Yes, for Talberg up into 4th now due to, of course, Sorensen a bit further away down the field now after that disconnection. Patel once again impressing for Twister up in P5. Tommy Nielsen starts 6th. Danny Asprey again doing well there, as is Toby Davis. The field getting ready to just circulate. Just the slowest they'll go around this circuit for this evening, and there's just maybe a final time to just take in the views, take in the atmosphere, and gear themselves ready for what they're going to undertake. It's another 27 laps of racing, and if the first 27 were enough for you, they overkilled the adrenaline, then they may be mentally fatigued after this one, because this is going to definitely take it out of you.
It's going to be epic. Lasse has been allowed to come back up to the front. Very unfortunate. He disconnected. Luckily, because we are doing a formation lap, we are here, and Lasse is going to rightfully get his pole position. It's unfortunately the nature of online racing. Liam, you know this. You've been doing this a long time. It's an ugly thing when you do so well and then you get a disconnect like that. But fortunately, he got in just at the last second, and we were able to get him back to the front. So Lasse Sorensen rightfully taking his pole position as we are gridding up here. So this is going to be exciting, guys.
A little bit of confusion here as everyone tries to sort themselves out. They just about get it ready to go. As yeah, we're just going around the final corner. So the green flag is going to be ready to fly in just a few seconds. Everyone is awaiting this second race of this season, as Sorensen is actually on the inside, way back of Keithley, but there's nothing Keithley can do about that. And away from the grid they go. The green flag flies, and the race has started. Sorensen off to a good start there. A little bit messy all that because everyone's trying to sort themselves out. But Sorensen is going to lead. Lawrenson is now going into the first place. And Sorensen's gone again.
We've lost Sorensen again. Oh dear.
Oh, he's there. He's back again. He's back again. It's crazy stuff from Sorensen's connection. I'm quite sure what's happening to him at the moment. But Lawrenson is in third. And Keith, look at Keithley. He's challenging.
He's on the track. He's on the brilliant.
Off goes Sorensen. Off goes Sorensen. There is Sorensen. He's running across his way back on track. And Keithley's been too aggressive early on and gone far too deep. And Sorensen's back in 15th. He's lost 14 positions round his teammate Kilo. Kilo should let him just go through and go back through the field, and he does. Oh, he doesn't actually. He's actually slotted back in front of his teammate. Now he should let him back through. But Sorensen, drama early on, and Lawrenson leads his race. And Benito's in second.
Amazing start, thrilling start to the race, and we said how different race 2's going to be.
We weren't joking, were we?
Well, Enzo Benito has a great start. He's holding off in second. Lawrenson will be happy that he's out here leading for the first time in the championship. And very unfortunate for Sorensen, but it was just the extreme defending when Keithley already had some overlap, and that's what caused the problem there.
They definitely left enough room, didn't they? Definitely left 2 or 3 car widths of room, and that's up to Keithley to sort himself out and get the car stopped. With Benito challenging Lawrenson, and Lawrenson is going to use the push to pass a bit earlier on the straight so they can get away. But now here comes Benito in the draft once again, and here comes Keithley as well, challenging. Benito down the inside. It's a carbon copy for walk races on the outside at turn 2, and Benito leads. Benito leads. So Benito is showing that form that he's supposed to show. And now Keithley! Keithley! And Nielsen! And around goes on! Nielsen's in the middle of the field. No. He gets going once again. Oh, who was that? Down the inside was one of the THR cars. I think it was a red car of Chris Butcher down the inside of him. It could have been Jesper Torborg. It could have been... Oh, look at this. Nielsen and Keithley, who came first and third in the first race, following all kinds of cars in the opening start of this race.
Wow. Incredible.
Let's go back and see if we can watch that actually. There might be a little bit of lag here, but let's go back and see if we can... It's Torborg.
Oh, Torborg gets into the back of him.
Hits Nielsen very hard. And Nielsen, of course, spins around. As Benito sets the fastest lap of the race, 11.608. Nielsen's got big damage to the front of his car, of course. And back to live action. Nielsen's in 16th. Lawrence Sorensen's back up to 9th. Look at that. From 15th to 9th. Down the inside goes Bender on Nielsen. Oh, it was a great move. We could only do it once.
Oh, look, and he's going to lose 5 spots in that one mistake.
Oh, look where it's gone. He goes way back. And Nielsen is way back in this group now. He wants to be forward.
Danny Asbury has retired. Danny Asbury is out with suspension, with a DNF, so that is going to be just a retirement. He has pulled himself from this race.
Sorensen off! Sorensen off the track once again. I just saw his car in the back. There he is! There he is in the background. Look behind.
He's fading. He's fading. He's back in the 28th position.
28th position.
I'm going to pull
Sorensen. He's gone off the track again at the same corner. He's gone back through. Now he's back up to 26th. 27th straight away. Sorry, I'm trying to find the... Oh, and he's hit! Oh, dearie me, he's hit Lockby as well. Sorensen's completely lost his head here. Completely lost his head. And that was a very poor move indeed, as he somehow, some reason, tried to cut back or got out sideways. I'm not sure what happened there, but Sorensen has hit
cooler
the back.
Heads must prevail as Benito is up front and now setting a mark here at an 11.3 with the fastest lap, and actually a 1.1 second lead over Alexander Lawrenson. So Benito finding his form here out front.
And we've said as well at the start of this race how different the race atmosphere is, because you take all that knowledge and you apply it, and you've got one chance to make something. They've taken that chance, they've tried to shatter it beyond all belief, and it's all gone the wrong reasons, unfortunately, especially for this man, Lasse Sorensen. He was looking so promising after qualifying, and just look at Dino Paolini trying to get his nose in there, round the outside. That's
Dino! Oh, goodbye! In the wall hard. Oh, dearie me, that was a big crash there for Dino. Here's how it unfolded as he came down straight. Somebody's lost an orange bumper there. Looks like maybe one of the rotation speed guys, as Sorensen tried to crowd Dino. Dino was left one car with, and then switched to the outside, and there we go. Good night, Irene, in the barrier. I'd be surprised if he finishes this race, and no, he has not. He's back in the pits, back to the front of the field. Benito leads. It's
So
easy.
I may actually get a prediction right this weekend so far. I don't want to jinx it. So another fastest lap, the first man into the 1 minute 10, and he's done a
Benito,
supreme job at the
10.9
moment.
in race trim. What a lap.
That's
It
crazy.
really is.
Yeah,
really.
Benito
Oh,
showing
and look at
pure
Keithley.
form.
That was very
Lots
deep.
of
He's going to
little
hold the
cheeky.
inside, but I wonder if Keithley may have to surrender. That was a little bit of a cheeky dart there, as she pointed out. There's no love lost between these two, and Lauritsen is the man carrying the flag for walk racing in this race. Goes
no,
around the
Lauritsen.
outside, and there's some tension right now. Oh, and a big slide, and he somehow kept it going. These two really going hammer and tong at the moment, and Keithley just biding his time. You've seen what happened earlier in this race. So many big names have gone. And look at Davis! Toby Davis is up into P4 in front of Jesper Tolberg, in front of Chris Butcher, and Vincent Lunason in 7th place to
Oh,
right.
Keithley
It's up
through,
to
Keithley
8th.
through.
That's a great move right there. That is the God move that I was talking about earlier. When it comes off, I'll just fast forward to that bit for you. Sorry, it looks incredibly professional, but that's the best way we can do it. And this is the God move. You switch to the inside just as you're about to brake,
what a
and it's a
move.
beautiful move. That's good driving from Lawrence as well. Gave him the space, didn't crowd him, recognised what was happening. Now the chase is on. It's Keithley versus Benito for this win.
It is, hands down. And I mean, the guys behind Tolberg, who has the pace, got held up. He's held up in around his teammates. He's got Davis, Butcher around him. And actually a big note to Eric Tveit, who is in 8th position. This is a huge run for him at the start of this second race here in the first round.
You've got THR 4th to 7th right now, with Twister, Precision and Walk ahead of them. So again, we're seeing lots and lots of spread of teams staggered throughout the field. Tveit is in 8th, Mohammed Patel is in 9th. It's a familiar position for him. He was around about that position earlier in race 1 and fought his way back through the field. And fancies him to do it once again. And Strad is in 10th, so ice cold, 8th and 10th.
I have just got a note from the walk racing pit. Kara Madaro has informed me that Alexander Lauritsen has no force feedback, and he does not have a button set for the reset. So definitely,
that's unfortunate. So he's going to drop back through the field, definitely.
And that's some growing pains for sure with the new sim for these guys. I know Alexander hadn't raced in Game Stock Car before this, so definitely something to mark down as a team to make sure that they have this, because it is actually fairly good when you do reset it. You're right back in it. It's just a simple touch of a button in Game Stock Car. So, but hopefully Lauritsen can keep it together and pull off a decent finish here, even through the adversity.
So Nielsen with that damaged car, that's not
Lasse
race
is
at all.
out. Lasse is out.
Lasse is out, so that's not surprising really. Very hectic. You're obviously very, very angry, of course,
Oh, no,
at
no,
what
sorry.
happened to him on the opening lap.
No, sorry, I was saying that Lasse was out, but no. And also,
And
Danny
Nielsen,
Asprey is
very
saying
vicious
he's
move
lost
there.
force
Nielsen
feedback
gone
as
very,
well,
very
too.
wide, and it's going to lose 2 positions. Sorry to interrupt there, Keith.
That's okay.
I'll be on track right now. Sorensen, unfortunately, has not figures in this race in the end. After that contact with Keith, he was straight back up to 9th place once again. Just had to keep calm. He would have been straight back into the fight for maybe for a podium position once again, but of course made a big mistake, and that was the end of that, unfortunately. As Patel and Tveit are fighting very hard for 8th and 9th, and Nielsen, we saw Nielsen just go straight down the inside of Tusting and lost positions to Johnson as well as a result. So not going well for him. Of course, he's going to have big damage on the front of that car, of the Twister Racing car, because he got a big hit, head-on hit, when he was stalled in the middle of the field after he got spun by Tolberg. So that will be a big, of course, penalty for Tolberg later on because of that. Keithley, 1.9 seconds behind Benito. He was gaining, but didn't gain in that particular sector. And now we look back through the field. Here's Lauritsen and Davis down the inside. Lauritsen's just been sensible here. He knows he's wounded. He knows he can't really fight too much, and he's just going to try and go smoothly and get as good a result as he possibly can get. And he's going to use the push to pass just to hassle Toby Davis as well. He's going to go straight around the outside of him, actually. Never mind hassle. He's going to go round the outside. 4 speed back. Who needs that?
Oh, who needs it? Who needs it? Who needs it when you got guts? Oh, look at this. These guys are battling hard. Lauritsen is not obviously willing to give up any track position now, as he's got a THR swarm in behind him. 3 of them. Tolberg, Davis, Butcher, and Wiesenglers. It's just a mess of THR behind him now.
This is a battle for 3rd now, I think, because the rest of the 2 leaders are gone and away. We'll keep an eye on that gap. Now 1.5 seconds between Keithley and Benito. Keithley is gaining hand over fist. 0.4 on this lap between the 2 drivers. Twister versus Precision, and now we're looking forward to that particular battle. He's been on fire in his opening event. He's showing why he is the World Series champion, and why he is a race winner also in the World Championship. He's just grown and grown and grown as a driver, better and better and better under the Precision Motorsports tutelage. And now Davis and Lauritsen still hard in that battle, on board with Torborg, looking at that battle, and there is Butcher and Wiesenmuller in behind as well, and Torborg and Davis going to go sweeping past Lauritsen with the push to pass, and now trying to follow through is Butcher, and he's done so. So that's a THR teamwork
That's a
win
triple
there.
pass right there.
Triple pass.
Yeah,
And
that's a good
one left out is Wiesenmuller.
Yeah,
Patel's got
didn't quite make it.
past to right now, look, defending into that corner also. So Patel was looking to try and gain on this gap, on this train ahead. That's what happened in the last race. He was in kind of in the middle of nowhere, and then suddenly in front there was shenanigans, and the gap came down. He was battling for those positions and got 6th in the end. But now Wiesenmuller. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So it's incredible stuff, and THR really are like a pack of wolves at the moment, aren't they? Just literally ripped apart. Poor Lauritsen there, and then Wiesenmuller has just been the one left on the end trying to get through, but I'm going to be worried now. There's so many THR guys all locked together. You've got Toby, Jesper Torborg and Butcher all jostling for position, which is great, but if things get a little bit messy, especially towards the end of this race, then they're not going to be too happy, are they? Torborg just to get up the inside of Butcher, and whilst they'll want to get in position for the Drivers' Championship, they have to think about what's at stake here. You've got 3 drivers inside the top 6. It's an exceptional feat indeed. As you can see, Jesper tries to go up the inside there. Keithley 0.5 away from Benito now, after dispersing those guys.
Oh, Benito is struggling for consistency here. Really struggling for consistency.
And this is where Jack Healy's experience is going to come into play here. I think, as you said, he knows what it's like to win at the top level of sim racing. Benito's almost there, a big lock up there, and Keithley goes through for the lead. Can he make it stick there side by side?
Oh, this is dangerous stuff. This is not a corner you want to be. Oh, he's fully lopsided here. Not a little bit. Oh, that's so great driving. Great driving from both of them.
How did he do that? That is a champion's move. A champion move right there, and that can be the move that could decide potentially this race victory. Benito hanging on for a race of his life right now if he wants to come back into this one. But Keithley, oh, that's one for the highlight reel, one for the history books.
Oh,
Jack
that
Keithley,
was
that was
move.
beautiful. Benito on the inside, but slammed the door shut there with Jack
What has
Keithley.
Benito got left? Has he got to push to pass? Is he on a,
Well, we're at the halfway mark, but he's still, if he can keep close in the draft and within distance, and keep himself composed.
Oh, he's made contact with Keithley, look! He's made contact and gone straight off, hit one of the cones, going to do one of the gravels, going to slow him right down. Dave's going to go through, the whole THR, and Keithley's off the ball! Keithley as well! David takes the lead! David takes the lead on the replay! We'll watch it, here we are! What on earth happened here? Keithley was defending, and Benito just turned into him! What on earth was that?
What was that?
Oh,
let's
that's
have another
poor
look
driving
at
from
that.
Benito.
Let's see one more time. Was he trying to cross over? Because I think he timed it completely off and caught the back of Keithley.
This is the danger of having such a wide straight. He's trying to go up the
just
inside.
barely touched his back. Yeah. Oh, can we go look on the front of his car through that shot there, because I want to see how much room it looked like he had, because it looks like he is just in the back of him there.
Oh. No, he knows where it is. He knows where he is. He can see Keithley. Look. No doubt about that. Whatever view he's using, he can see Keithley. He knows he's there, and that's just, unfortunately, a poor move. And Jack Keithley's back in 13th, and Benito back to 9th, back to live action. Chris Butcher leads this race. Here we are.
Chris Butcher is leading, and
look at
THR 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, you've got to be kidding me.
You've got to be kidding me. And Twister come along, Precision come along, Walk come along, and still look what happened.
Hey, well, look, who do we have there? Now, Benito is still in 9th place. Keithley is back into 13th. This is, remember, these guys need to keep fighting. They can't get held up on what's happened here. Tusting up to 8th place for Precision, and there's also there's a big deal here with the team championship, because this is probably going to be one of the tightest team championships in TPS history. You've got THR, Walk Racing, Twister.
But he's going back down the field again.
Precision.
Sorry, he's back down to 12.
Oh no, is he off? He's pulling off.
Benito
is retiring from this race.
What on earth has happened to him?
A man of so much promise has just been all hopes dashed from in the blink
This
of
is
an eye.
a replay, and
What's happened here then?
that's just
He's just retiring.
That's
Yeah,
just
he
it.
pulled over, called it a day.
Is it a rage retire, or did he?
Perhaps.
I'm not sure what happened there.
Not
Maybe
too sure.
he had a force feedback problem.
We
Wheel
will
getting
find out.
connected.
We will find out in the post-race. Keep an eye on the Touring Pro Series website and also our Facebook page to see the updates and also the race review, which will be written up post-race. So,
wow, that is a turn up for the books here. But Patel is the sole remaining Twister racing guy in the top 10, 6th place. Look at that. Nielsen is 14th. Lasse Sorensen's back up to 15th, by the way. He's having a good charge for the field, actually. And he's going to come back up to his aggressor. His aggressor, Jack Keithley, pretty soon. There's 2 seconds between those two guys. And Butcher leads this race. What a turn up for the books. Torborg's in 4th. Torborg could take the win that he was denied in the first race.
They've got to be careful though, like I said before, these four guys are all jostling away. This is great, they've got the best opportunity. This is an opportunity of a lifetime.
it is.
Right
This
now,
is huge.
4 drivers in the top 4 for your team. It doesn't get much better than that in terms of perfection. It's something very, very rare. Now they have to be aware of this scenario and be so careful, because if they start jostling between themselves, and as a driver it's so easy to do, you see a little, you sniff an opportunity to go through for the lead, and you go for it, and it's not really there, then your instincts get the better of you, and then that's when the team starts to fall apart, just like that almost, as David almost tried. You've got to be careful, you've got a long way to go before they all come home in 1, 2, 3 and 4, and judging by what we've seen so far, nothing's set in stone, so they've got to be aware of each other and their surroundings, and they should be okay.
So Lawrence is holding on to that 5th place as well. Patel is not out of this race at all either, by the way.
He's in it, and look at Tavite in 7th. That is a great run from Tusting. Tusting is going to be getting some big points for the Precision team in this team championship battle, because Twister right now, as it stands, has only 1 driver up near the front, and that's Patel. You've got Tommy Nilsson back in 14th, and that's not where he wants to be. Tommy Nilsson having not the best race. We haven't really talked about him too much.
Sorensen back up to 13th already. He's charging through this field.
I'm going to have a quick look at his lap times here. He's been running pretty well low, like 112 flats, pretty well, all the while coming through the field. So he is on a bit of a charge. He's running the same pace as the leaders and coming and passing people. So he'll be very pleased if he can get himself in a top 10 spot and score some points. I think he can be happy with that result.
Definitely get a top 5 spot. He definitely get up to 8th place at this rate, and get near Ben Tusting.
Yeah,
it was just 5 seconds up the road from him. With we got 10 laps to go.
Oh, for
11
sure.
laps to go, in fact.
I think you're going to see up at the front, though. I don't think you're going to see a lot of anything really happening between these guys. Butcher, Davis.
Not until the final 5 laps, I would say.
No, I mean.
Yep, that's why we cut away from it, guys. In case you're wondering why we're cutting away from such a close battle for the lead. Yeah, they'll be on the team. They'll be in team speak, won't they? They'll be talking to each other. They'll be saying, "Let's just calm it down. Just push along. Butcher's leading. Just leave it like that, and we'll pull away from Lauritsen, and then we'll sort it out." I'm not going to let Lauritsen take advantage of any battling at all. There's Van der Ven in a great battle here with Alex Sene and the 2 fresh racing guys, Hansen and Mender. Mender down the inside of Van der Ven. Now the outside, of course. Maybe I'll have enough to overlap to sweep around the outside. He does. Good move there from Mender. Mender's sideways. Oh, what a save. He caught it. Oh, he's 3 wide. In the next corner, he can only go 1 way through there. Hardly most of the time.
Oh, Mender.
What a save from Mender.
What a save. That's a highlight reel.
And now the inside of Sene. Thank you very much, boys. I'm gone.
He's through.
Oh, it's superhuman.
Wow, that was
Michael
incredible.
Schumacher in that car, not Tim Mender.
Tim Schumacher.
Long lost brother. And now Sene's getting mullered here as Hansen goes down the inside, and Hansen spun.
Oh, Hansen sideways.
Oh, he hasn't spun. He's just. Oh, who's off? Who's that off just then? I've missed it. Is that Van der Ven? It is. Van der Ven's off the final corner.
Oh, and he was having such a good run too with those guys.
Let's look what happened. Did he get hit? He got a hit.
Oh,
he got a hit.
I think. Did he get hit? Or
maybe Hansen.
Maybe a little bit from Hansen, because Hansen was sideways into that corner as well too.
Oh no!
No, he just.
Oh yes, he did. Yes, he did. There we go. There's the hit.
Yeah.
There's Hansen. So we've got that now. So let's go back to the action. There we go. Back to live action. Apologies for that. This is the battle for the lead of the race. Battle for the win. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 between these guys. These guys are pulling away from Lauritsen. 3.5 seconds back from those. Patel is gaining on the leader and on Lauritsen. If you can dispense with Lauritsen quickly, Patel will be a challenger for this win. And I'm sure THR recognise that.
Yes, and right now Patel's pace is low 12s. He's done consistently low 12s, like 12.2, 12.1, 12.0, 12.2, while these guys are still, he's running the same pace as the leaders basically, as Butcher, and these guys are, well, he's not in a battle. Patel is pushing hard, trying to get by, as Tusting is now actually looking to go by Tveit to get up into the 7th position.
And what will happen is THR eventually will start battling. Eventually they will start battling,
Yes.
and there's 4 of them, and they're so closely matched, they will hold each other up. And at least 2 of those will come back towards Patel pretty easily. So Patel needs to just keep himself in the hunt, and that could be the opportunity for him to at least get on the podium. Keithley is in 9th at the moment. He's been involved in all kinds of action. He pushed off Sorensen, of course, on the opening lap. Got a big dent in the side of his car from Enzo Benito. Later on.
That was one of the strangest incidents I've seen in quite a while, actually. I don't know. I get where Benito was going, and I don't think there was any malice to it, but I just think it was a poor move on Benito's part, resulting in the 2 of them going off, and then Benito ending up retiring. But Keithley keeping his composure. I'm sure he won't be pleased, but all he needs to do is keep his head together. He's got Tusting ahead, Tveit close, so we could close out with a 7th place finish here and not worry too badly about his championship run.
If I was Keithley, I'd be a little bit worried about Lasse Sorensen gaining on me. 2.7 seconds behind. I would be looking nervously in my mirror.
Oh, he
no doubt about that.
is really coming, isn't he?
Tusting off! Tusting off the
Tusting
track
is
in the final corner.
Oh, and he's
And
getting
he's lost
mugged.
all his positions. Look at that. They went either side of him.
Oh,
Wow.
Tusting.
Oh,
That was
see very much, unfortunately. Probably, oh, there we go. What on earth happened there?
It wasn't Keithley, was it?
No, it
he's
wasn't.
spun
Look
up
at
on
him.
his own.
He's oh, he almost took out Keithley. Look.
Oh dear! Oh
Wow,
dear.
what a, that was crazy stuff.
Oh wow!
And now Sorensen and Keithley together, look. Sorensen down the inside of Keithley, and this time Keithley thinks better of trying to duck down the inside too aggressively.
Oh, and he's back.
Puts
He's
back
back on.
nicely though.
Oh,
Not aggressively,
very
assertively that time. Sorensen's going to go on the inside. Not going to give
Sorensen's
Keithley that
got him.
position. No chance. Keithley knew he was not getting room that
right
time.
there too. Keylov is right there.
And Johnson's just taken that position. Johnson to 11th, 11th even. Number 7 to 11th.
After a DNF in race 1, that's good for him to come back with that.
Fantastic performance. 11th at the moment.
Nothing seems to be changing up front. They are getting a little more racy as Davis is looking to find a way by. It seems, now mind you, again, this is just speculative because I know they're talking on TeamSpeak. They came into this championship with the intention of winning a team championship amongst some of the top, pretty well the top teams in sim racing, Precision and Twister. And right now it's looking very good for THR.
But surely they
Red
can't
and
give
green.
up the opportunity right now because Jesper came 2nd in the first race, Butcher
Yes.
4th,
Yes.
and the main guys from the first race are way down the field.
No, I have
So
one
they
question.
cannot afford to just say, oh, we'll go for the team still here. They're going to have to go for
Yeah.
drivers at some
No,
point.
for sure. Well, I have one question though. Did THR plan to be very Christmas themed with the red and green?
I'm not very sure about that.
But it looks very Christmassy up front now.
Well, Patel has got past Lauritsen, by the way. He's into 5th place. He's 5 seconds back of Chris Butcher, 4.4 of Jesper Torborg, and that's even closer to that. 0.6 seconds between the top 4. And yes, it is getting a bit more tense, it seems like to me. Just building a little bit. There'll be agitations on the TS channel right now. I can tell you that. And a couple of those guys there will be saying let's race, and a couple will be saying let's not.
Yeah, exactly. And Eric Strani in 8th, great run for him in WSS for sure. This is going to be. I hope they can keep it all together. Everyone keep cool, calm-headed. But I know that both Chris, Toby, Risa Mueller, they all want to win. Tolberg's got enough wins in that team. They all want a win in this championship.
You're going to say to Tolborg, you've got enough wins. We're winning.
Yeah, that's what's going on in TeamSpeak.
Well,
right now.
Wiesemuller's got the most opportunity to do that then. He's only got 1 win in the TPS.
Yeah.
The rest have all got multiple.
Yeah, and
Jesper, no, Jesper definitely more than any of them.
well,
together.
speaking of,
And now
speaking of
there comes
Wiesemüller,
what on earth was that?
That was a cheeky look there by Toby Davis.
cheeky look by Toby.
oh, and Keithley is all over the back of Strani. If you want to head back there, it looks like he may be making a move. Sorensen's on the back. Sorensen's pushing the pass to go by Keithley down into the.
Oh, that's going to harm his chances, isn't it?
It is.
Keithley was looking to try and push back forward. James Johnson's got a popcorn-esque view of this one. So right now it's looking very, very poor for Jack Keithley. A bad afternoon. It seems to be deteriorating so far after what a great race one was. This all kind of balances out, I suppose, at the end.
Sorry to interrupt there, Liam. Did you say popcorn-esque?
Yes, I was going to say it too.
Gordon Murray is Liam.
Anyway, yes. Oh, look at this. That was just we're joking about things. And Strani and Sorensen side by side. Keithley looking for a bit of action also as well. Sorensen and Strani, two Scandinavians side by side. Sorensen's through. Keith's going to go around the outside of Strani. Use Sorensen as a pick.
What a move by
that's
Keithley.
beautiful
Such
from
an assertive
Keithley.
move. As he gets on the back of Sorensen. Sorensen was back to 28th position. He is now up to 8th. So our pole position, our pole sitter, rather. So we're back
Oh,
to
they're
28th.
3-1 into turn 1. Sorensen comes crossing at 3 wide. Sorensen giving it everything now.
I'm starting to lose out again. Look at
Come
3
on.
positions
Keithley
in
has
2
the push
corners.
to pass, I
He's
believe.
got it,
I think he has a push to pass here. And yes,
But
he's
look at
getting
Johnson
defended.
immediately. Seen it coming, he saw that coming a mile away, darts to the inside. Reluctant, look at that, James Johnson getting the mix, breaks the top 10 hold. Now he's going to try and push further. What would it do to his morale to get in front of Jack Keithley, one of the most iconic names in sim racing, especially in this sort of territory? Let's see. Well, James, he's going to look round the outside. It's a risky manoeuvre. Can he make it stick? No, he can't. Think better of it, James. You've only got 5 laps to go. Don't let him into. No, give me no!
Oh, he hit him! Oh, Johnson hit him! Oh, it's great stuff. He's going to have to wait for him.
Johnson's going back as Nilsson gets through on him. Kilo goes through as well, too.
Where is Keith? Oh, my dear.
Oh, Keithley's not having... Can we have a look at that one more time just to see what went down there?
Terribly in this. Oh, he
Johnson.
just got on the brakes sideways, didn't he, Johnson? If you
Yeah,
watch it in slow-mo there.
He looked down the inside and he just caught his rear quarter.
Yep,
And it
there you
just
go. That's the Superman move that goes Messi.
Yeah, and Keithley has been really getting the run around here. He needs to just... Oh,
No, it's not back to pits. It's, there we are.
Okay,
back
so
to live action now. So, but he's way down the field. No matter how long. Johnson didn't even wait in the end either. Look where Johnson is. He waited a little bit, kind of half-heartedly.
Yeah, well, he's back into... he's back into 18th position, but Keithley knows he's a championship winner. He knows that he's got to keep his head together, keep pushing. This is all about points here. You cannot give up at any point. You need to. This is a long championship. Perseverance is what wins championships, and he's had to persevere with a lot in just 2 rounds. But I think Keithley can take this.
He'll be very, very sore about that actually, because
I know.
He's been pretty angry at the ATCC push from Kilo that saw Kilo penalised as well. It wasn't completely out of order, but Keithley has been pushed off the track by first Benito. And then Johnson, I mean, 2 drivers you would not expect to be doing that sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure. And the Kilo incident, Kilo ended up getting stripped of his race due to that, which is a very harsh penalty. But Keithley definitely will. The incidents with Keithley will definitely be looked at because we've caught them all.
Butch is pulling away. Butch is pulling away from this battle, and here comes Wiesenmuller. Wiesenmuller wants that position down the inside. They're going to battle now. This is the battle. We've got 3.5 laps to go, and Butch is disappearing. And Robert does not want that to happen. He's going to be furious at Toby. Well, why have you let him get away? We're supposed to battle as a team for it, but now the battle's on, and Butch is disappearing.
The battle is on.
And Torborg is riding behind these guys as well, keeping patient. But Torborg's found himself at the back of the group, unfortunately. He would have liked to have been at the front of the group, and then they all said, let's not battle. At the back of the group, at least you have less time to get going, of course. And more positions to get, and Wiesenmuller is agitated in the back of Toby's car. I think Robert would have said in a team speak, right, I'm going. I don't care what you guys are doing, I'm going. I want this win. Wiesenmuller down the inside of Toby Davis. He's going to take the position. Toby trying to hold it around the outside, not going to happen. Wiesenmuller gets out of shape out of the corner. Seen that so many times, the tail wagging as Honorato, a bit of lap traffic as well. Wiesenmuller's using him a little bit of roadblock, and Wiesenmuller into the first turn, goes a little bit middle of the track, and then goes very deep on the brakes, as you can see, because he overbraked the corner completely. But Butch has a 1.5 second lead now.
Butch is definitely looking like the strongest of these so far.
Well, I have to point out one thing. Sorry, Liam, is that Chris Butcher's pace at this point in the race is faster than Keithley's pace at the end of the last race. And sorry to interrupt, it's just I'm noticing his time at a 1:12.0 at the 25th lap it's probably about 3/10 quicker than Keithley was at the end of the last race.
Definite testament to how hard these guys are pushing now, isn't it? But you can see, I think Butch is going to be feeding off this right now, because he's just been left to kind of whisk off into the sunset and leaving these 3 just to fight amongst themselves.
I think Wiesenmuller's gaining though. That's definitely less than 1.5 seconds, I would say.
Indeed they are, and he's got to be careful now. I think the one man who could maybe be there to pick up the pieces could be Jesper Tolberg, because these two are getting scarily close now. And whilst both of them, 2 very respected drivers within the TouringProSeries, they know each other very well, they don't want to take each other out. And a big wiggle there from Robert Wiesenmuller. That's the last thing you want to do, especially in this sort of scenario. But Robert's done a very, very good job this afternoon. He really has lived up to the expectation of THR. It's got to be said there, like we said, he's gone wide. And
he's gone wide. He can't keep making those mistakes. He's trying too hard right now. And Davies is going to try and come back in. 1.3 seconds is a gap. What could Torborg do? Torborg's been very patient indeed. I'm surprised he's not tried to make a move at any point whatsoever.
We almost did there, but Toby did decide to close the doors very early on. But he's gone through. He's actually, oh no, he hasn't. That's
number 5. Number 5 is Wiesenmuller, for those guys who are a bit confused. Wiesenmuller is 5 and Toby Davis is 6 in case you haven't picked that up earlier in the race, with 3 and 4 being THR Red, and that is Chris Butcher. And yes,
just
a
heads up, Jack Keithley is on the back of Alexander Sene and Nilsson. He's trying to pass both of them heading into at the end of the straight. He used a push to pass and he's gone by clear both Sene and Nilsson. So Keithley just making up 2 spots up into the 15th place.
Penultimate lap here, so lead battle is kind of died down. It's kind of been a bit boring actually. THR have disappointed us with that. Hansen is now going to be the next car coming under threat from Jack Keithley. Can Keithley get into top 12?
Hallberg is all over the back of Davis now, all over the back of him as Davis is sliding around, it would seem.
Strani is in 12th, and that's definitely where Keithley can get to, I would say.
So it's really starting to sink in their final lap. And the question is though, is Butcher got this one signed, sealed, delivered? We've seen it so many times here before where races have come down to the wire due to a small mistake, but we know from experience that Chris is no stranger to winning here in the Touring Pro Series, and he would love to be the first man to take a victory in Season 3 for the team, and followed by 3 of his counterparts as well. Oh, and a bit of hustling and bustling going on back there, as Keithley's got a nice popcornette, you say. For that one.
A hustling and a bustling and a popcorn-esque view.
He's definitely trying to look to the inside that off Felix Hansen. Is his textbook maneuver. Can he make it stick? Beware of Eric Strand just in front. And he's going to make everything too risky. Final lap, Jack. Got a bit of an unlucky race today, so don't make it any worse than the situation already could be. And he's still trying to fight for those blood, don't to give up. And just trying to search for any opportunity. The back at the front of the field is going to be Chris Butcher, who wins race 2 of round 1 for THR, and he'll be absolutely over the moon with that one. Robert Beeson in the 2nd, THR. Toby Davis 3rd, THR. Jesper Tolberg 4th, THR. What a sterling job by those guys. If there was ever a better definition for teamwork, it will be that one. Mohamed Patel 5th and Lauritsen 6th position.
Great effort from Lauritsen there. Great effort from Lauritsen there to bring that car home in 6th with no force feedback. To Veit in 7th, he'll be pleased with that also. Sorensen in 8th. What a great recovery drive from Lasser. Sorensen, very impressed. He was back to 9th already. He maybe could have even challenged for the win of this race if he hadn't had that second incident. We went off the track. 10th place was Ben Tusting. He'll be pleased with that also, considering his struggles in the first race. 11th, James Johnson. 12th, David Young. 13th, Eric Strani. 14th, Felix Hansen. 15th was Jack Keithley in the end. Couldn't get past. 16th place, Alexander Sene. 17th place, Tommy Nielsen. 18th was Tim Mender, as we saw him go through some great moves as he gives the back of his teammate a bit of a swipe, bit of joyful happenings there. 19th place for Nash Mentor, 20th place for Slavomir, I can't even say the word, Slavomir Judek. 21st Palatine Perry, quite pleased with that. 22nd Daniel Lotfi. 23rd was going to be Tomasz Malazewski. 24th, sorry, Peter Burlak. 25th here, number 16, Andy van der Velde. And that's the last actually of those who've come across the line at the moment. As the rest of the cars come through over the line. 26th was Heinz Petzold. 27th, Ray Lilly. 28th, Jonathan Aucklin. 29th, Paolo Honorato. 30th, Ivan Navarro. 31st at the end, Chris Hack. 32nd was Van der Ven, who did not finish the race. And Cervic, Walker, Benito, Nielsen, Paolini, Bock, Simmons and Asbury all retired from this race. Right, we'll be back in 2 minutes' time with the words from the drivers. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome back to the driver interviews at the end of the first round of the World Supertech Series 3. And we have the drivers for interview here. And first of all, we're going to be talking to the drivers who performed well in each of those races. Jack Keithley, we're going to talk to you first. Jack, great pole position, great fastest lap, great win in the first race. That was really all kind of straightforward and textbook.
Yeah, definitely. Well, to be honest, to sum up both my races, race one, yeah, very good, got pole, which was totally unexpected, and yeah, the race car improved it quite a lot from last season. Ben put in some really good effort on the stuff and made it really good, and yeah, got a good win from that. And race two,
Well, race 2, exactly.
yeah.
Well, race 2, you had a decent qualifying, and you got a good start to the race, all kept nice and clean. You got past Alex very well indeed, and then got past Enzo with a great move. And then, I mean, what was your view of the incident in with Benito?
I don't know, but of course, I braked, turned in for what I thought was the apex, and I just get a punt in the right rear quarter. So, well, if you'd have heard me in my team switch channel, you would have definitely heard some beeps.
Yes, yeah, definitely. So that was very unfortunate. And then again later on, punted off by James as well. I mean, it's two drivers you're not expected to be involved in that sort of situation. You really having a rough time at the moment, ATCC and now here.
What can you do? I'm not responsible for other people's failings, so.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's just unfortunately that's the way it goes. You fought back into 15th place, still picked up some points, which is important towards the championship. So hopefully you have better luck in the next few races of the championship, and we wish you well.
Thank you.
So we're very disgruntled, Jack Keithley. Despite taking one win from the 2 races, of course, he could have taken 2 wins, and a disappointing race 2 for him. Also disappointing race 2 for Tommy Nielsen, and a decent race 1 though, Tommy. It was it didn't seem to really have the race pace in the end though.
No, I am using too much tires. I have a weird driving style, and I can't really get a control of the car. I can't feel it quite well, as in an open wheel car. So that's my problem.
Yeah, I mean, you took home that solid 3rd place, but then and Torborg was the one who passed you, but then I mean taken out by Torborg in the next race.
Yeah, I mean, I think I passed him, and he was right behind me. So I thought, all right, this is gonna be tight. So I started to what do you say? I started to defend, but I thought I defended quite well, because I knew if he was gonna go on the inside, we were going to crash, and that was what happened. But other than that, I have no comments.
Yeah, unfortunately, isn't it? And of course, you got some big damage. Did that really affect the car? Because you didn't charge back through the field at all.
Yeah, I had. I was riding this racing line, and I was just trying to get the big gears right. So I was in the reverse, and I think I did a Chicago or something, maybe. But I had big damage.
So yeah, again, another sub story there. Really, we got Jack Keithley winning race 1, and then going off, of course, 2 incidents, not of his own making. Nielsen 3rd, and then getting race 2 going off, not of his own making. And really, the only couple of incidents that we saw on track. So unfortunate for you guys, but Liam, I believe you've got another couple of drivers.
Yeah, so I got Chris Butcher with me there, and of course, race winner of race number 2. Chris, how are you feeling at the moment? I mean, that utter weekend was just completely unpredictable chaos at some point. So yeah, THR's 1 to 4, and you take a win. Just explain your emotions at the moment.
I'm buzzing. I couldn't be happier, in all honesty. I came into the race expecting him to be way off the pace, and I was in qualifying to some extent, but my race pace was much closer. We did get lucky in race 2, but you know that's the way racing goes, and you've got to take advantage of everything you're given. And yeah, fantastic 2 races for THR overall, really.
Yeah, great stuff. Obviously, you know, the second race you had THR's 1 to 4, but the first race was a little bit different for you. So how was race 1 in contrast to race 2? Can you take any positive notes from that one?
To be honest with you, I don't really remember much of race 1. It was all that frantic, and yeah, not really that much to take from it, other than I had a bit of a scare off the start when I ended up on the grass because everybody else seemed to be napping. But yeah, no, in all honesty, we did everything right. It would have been nicer, I suppose, to be a bit further up the grid in at the end of race 1, but it did okay in the end.
Okay, awesome stuff. So on to your teammate then, Toby Davis. Toby, again, a great race 2 for you. Chris's teammate, and of course 2 other teammates with you. What's the atmosphere in the team like at the moment?
Oh, incredible! I mean, we once it was given to us on a plate, it was important for us not to have lost it, and yeah, it was quality at the end of race 2. It was just brilliant, and the whole team was talking to each other, and we were working out what we were doing with the push to passes and stuff, and whether we were okay to race. And by the time we were okay to race, Chris had saved his tyres a bit better than myself, and Rob managed to get through. But I'm just so pleased. 1, 2, 3, 4. Considering the quality of the lineup, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, talking to in terms of the Green Flag podcast as well, there was a certain level of optimism, but I'm guessing that's obviously skyrocketed now going into race 2 with your kind of hopes out high, looking to try and get a similar result in terms of maybe a THR double podium.
Oh, that'd be out of this world. I mean, I said before this round, if I got 2 top 10s, I'd be happy, and to have got an 8th and a 3rd is quality. So, and for the team to get top 4, I mean, moving into the next round. Well, hopefully we need to sort out our qualifying pace a little bit, but if we do that, then I'm sure we'll be up there at Curitiba, which of course is just all about the slipstream anyway. So.
Okay, great stuff. I'm sure we'll let yourself, Chris, and the rest of the team go and cool off and scream for a bit more in TeamSpeak. And has Keith found someone he wants to talk to?
I do, yeah. I'm here with Robert Wiesemuller, who incredible run in race 2 for sure. A very trying race in race 1 with you and Enzo Benito. I think we claimed it as being kind of the start of possibly a rivalry. Tell us how race 1 went with you and Enzo.
Yeah, race 1 was really exciting. I had a good battle with Enzo. It was tough at times, but I think it was all more or less fair.
Good,
Fortunately,
yeah.
I was a little bit back because I had a small coming together with Lauritsen before.
Well, it's still a great run. Obviously, you know, it's the start of a season, so you know people are getting a little shaking things off. But race 2, you came back with an incredible run, 2nd place. You got to be pleased with your performance in race 2.
Yeah, race 2 was just amazing. Great job from everyone in the team. We worked really well together. And yeah, after we had a little gap over Sorensen and Patel, then we started to race, and I had better tires and I could pass Toby. And 2nd place is just amazing. I would not have expected this in these cars, not at all.
Well, I know you've been working really hard, and it shows. Well done today, Robert, on the 2nd, and some great racing at the start. We look forward to seeing in the next few races. I have also Mohammed Patel here. Your Touring Pro Series debut here today. Race 1, you showed some great pace, qualifying 2nd. And finishing 5th. Just talk to us about your thoughts on how things went here today.
First of all, I have to say congratulations to THR for, well, great victory in race 2. For the first race, I was surprised to be in 2nd. Also nice to be 2nd with my ex-teammate Jack. That was good. But unfortunately, I made a silly mistake into turn 1, and then I lost quite a few places. And then in the 2nd race, once again, made a little mistake, went to the side of Jesper, and that lost me a few seconds to the THR guys. But to be honest, 5th and 6th in the races were just, well, all I could do really.
Well, I mean, it's your first appearance here in Touring Pro Series. Are you pleased? Are you pleased with how things went today? Like for your first time racing here in the Touring Pro Series?
Yeah, because it's my first of. I don't really drive the touring car, so that's good for the results for me, and also the racing has been excellent. So.
Oh well, definitely. I'm glad to see you had a good time, and definitely look forward to seeing you in the upcoming races here in this championship. So well done today. I don't believe I was going to speak with Lasse Sorensen. I do not see him in here. Don't believe he's here with us. So we're going to wrap that up. But thank you to the drivers for having a word with us, Ryan. Mr. Callan.
Apologies for that. I was actually talking, my microphone was still muted. But thank you to everyone for watching here today. Thank you to the drivers for joining us for interviews. Thank you to yourself and Liam for joining us.
Yeah, it's been a real pleasure. Just can't wait till next week. Hopefully I still have a voice by then. But
yes.
Well, I actually I hadn't intended on doing the whole championship, but now I'm stuck I will be here.
You will be here now that you've now that you've seen the action. You definitely will be here.
I would be silly to not be here after what we saw here today. So expect to have all three of us crazy buggers in the booth for the rest of the season.
Excellent stuff. So thank you to everyone for watching. Thank you to all the drivers for entertaining, of course. Thank you to Riser Studios for making such a fantastic game. And thank you to all the people that create liveries and put it all together. I mean, it requires hundreds of people.
Multi-PC?
Yeah, well, I'm about to finish it all. Thank you to everyone who puts it all together, of course. The forum hosts inside Sim Racing. Get my words out and Keith interrupting me all the time. It'd be okay, wouldn't it? SimSync, Multi-PC, Live Races, of course. Everyone... you know, it takes hundreds of people to bring together these sorts of events, and so thank you to everyone for that. We'll see you, of course, tomorrow for the Minis, the final event at Mid-Ohio. We'll see you on Wednesday for the Clios, for the final event of that. And in 2 weeks' time, we'll be at Curitiba, same time, same place, so don't miss out.